What is happening, everybody? It's me, RDV, and I'm here with Eric Breen and, of course, Geekeasy.
Tonight's stream is not sponsored or endorsed by Jalen Carter, so there will be no spit takes.
Nope, but if you can,
And if you're watching the game, you got that reference.
hit the like button, subscribed, and if you're not watching the game, you're watching on replay. You have no idea what's going on.
Were you watching, Jeff? Was that on the air when he did that, or?
I watched the first couple minutes of it, and then I just switched off because I don't care about either team.
Well, apparently Jalen Carter spit on Zach Preston.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, I did see that part. The very first play of the game.
And just like that, the Cowboys became America's team again.
What's up, Henry? Henry is talking about the Spider-Man cover stuff, with Ron Lee. He's not don't mind Ron Lanzar, but when he has a good anchor. Yes, Ron Lim can knock it out of the park sometimes. I like his earlier stuff too. Wasn't he cover artist for Silver Surfer?
He was a regular artist. I mean,
yeah, he was a regular artist.
Been around for 40 years.
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say I liked his Silver Surfer stuff, but when he went away from some other stuff, I wasn't as much because there are other better artists on that character already.
Ron Lim is like FedEx. When it absolutely positively has to be done overnight, you call him because he can fly.
Yep. But sometimes that's not bad. Like you said, like sometimes when he actually puts effort into it.
No, you don't look at his art and go, God, this is awful. But you're never wowed by it either. He's perfectly serviceable. But yeah, he goes back to, there was a series called The X Mutants where everybody on Earth was a mutant except for like 4 really hot chicks. And he was the artist on that, and he drew pretty girls. So
right. Henry is talking about this cover for the new Spider-Man book that came out this week. This is the variant cover. Let's wait for it to load. There we go. This is a Ron Lim cover, which actually, like I said, it captures the 90s Venom style, which I've always liked the cartoon style more than I like the actual comic book.
Wow, that doesn't look. It doesn't look like him, but it's hard to tell without seeing any faces.
Yeah, it's Ron Lim, yeah. I mean, you can tell it's more like the comic book version of Spider-Man with the cartoon. It's got blend, compared to the other covers. But I said, like, this was a book I was really not even think I was gonna get because I was just like, oh, they're gonna start putting crappy characters in there like Moreland. Remember the other series? I did not like that.
It's Morbius. It's Morbin time.
It's not. No, it's not Morbin. It has nothing to do with them. It's Moreland.
I know.
Moreland is the guy who goes around and kills all the Peter Parkers from the multiverse. He feeds on their energy. Then they give him family of Moreland family. And it was just like, because that's what Marvel does. They put crappy characters, and I would not be surprised if it was Dan Slott who decided to do the other series with Moreland. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It was back when Peter had the organic webbing. Remember when a cocoon came out of it? Yeah.
Who's that deal? Was that Slott?
I don't know. I said that was early 2000s. That was before he got divorced.
That sounds like a 90s thing. The stupid stuff they're doing in the 90s.
I wish as far as the arts, as far as the other variant covers, I did that on Tuesday night, Henry. I don't have them all uploaded on my computer. I have to go search them out and save them. But I do have the main cover, and I'll be talking about that book later tonight and showing you how bad the interior art is. Yes. But anyway, how about we just jump right into it? If Zach shows up. He doesn't. We get done early, and we go watch sports. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. No problem. Brain, we're getting a shirt that says no problem. And it has a Geeky Puppet Show tag on it. No money, no problem. All right.
No money, no horny.
Are you trying to get kicked off?
No, I'm just doing different variations of things like you did with that. Kick me off. That'll be a really short stream.
Right. Well, one of the books, it's not really in my countdown, but I do pick it up every time it comes out, is the new old Walking Dead. It's the Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 120. Part of the All Out War, part 6.
All new, all same, or all new, all different Walking Dead?
It's Walking Dead, but colored.
Yes. So that's how you can say it's different.
I will never say all new, all different, because that's an insult to this book. It's not Marvel. This is Robert Kirkman, and I believe because Charlie Adler is off the book at this time. This might be, I think it's Finch was doing the interiors at the time. No, actually, it was Charlie Adler. Continued. Who am I thinking of? The other artist that was with? Oh, I'm thinking of Invincible, where the guy left after 7 issues. Where in Walking Dead, I thought the same thing happened, where he had an artist, and then the artist kind of left after the book, and then when the series took off, there was a big, debut or lawsuit or something like that. But yeah, it's still a fun series, man. If you've never read this, I do encourage you. You should be picking these up. I don't know if they're going to collect it in trades, as far as like the colored version, but I know that they have the omnibus and the compendiums of the original black and white version.
I have all 3 of the four of them sitting right back here.
Yeah.
So turn the camera on.
This is a new David Finch cover, the original cover, with Charlie Adler on the back. So, yeah,
Finch is one of the better artists that they have out there right now.
Yeah, Finch is an artist that I'd be like, dude, I want him to draw my books. If I can't get, because I know I can't afford Gary Frank, and I can't afford, some of those other guys. They're slightly better than him. But Finch is a guy, it's like, he may not be the best, but he's really damn good. He's not average either.
There's a channel called the Comic Den, and they got him to do they was like getting him to do stuff in the books. They got his banner from one of the they do at the conventions for $300, and he did a huge drawing on it for him for an extra $100. Yep. So they have his banner back in their office.
At the bottom of the barrel this week, in the number 10 spot, is Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest, issue 4 of 4 by David M. Boer, because he is a boring, perfectly fit. On Aviv Or. Kind of a rush job in this. They're trying to stop this pirate named Kid, who basically was wrongfully executed, and now he's come back. He wants basically. He's separated from his wife and his kids and stuff, and in the afterlife, and he still thinks that by kidnapping this guy who's a descendant of him who looks just like his son, everything will be fine. We get some weird jokes in here, and then we also get them coming in through the thing. Kind of creative. Their when they enter this phantom or ghost house, they turn into pirates, and their proton packs turn into proton swords. Are able to take on the pirates and stuff and outsmart them throughout the book. Of course, Dr. Ray Stans is also in the book too, who actually comes in and saves the day at the end here. And who's actually got one of their from the movie, the flying drone trap. And Dr. Ray Stans. And at the end, the father and the son kind of make up. He's like, I'm sorry for not being there for you. I promise we'll figure this out together. He's like, that's the thing, Dad. I don't need to be figured out. I just need to be me and have you, I don't know, come along for the ride, I guess. You're right, son. You'll always be my kid, Sammy, and I'll always come along for the ride. Yeah, freaking LGBT kid, who basically the way the things they wrote him as like a kid who basically is like was mad at his dad because his dad didn't know his dad's straight, rational minded. His son was irrational, acting out, and he thinks he's a they has to be known as a they them. He doesn't know what his gender is, and he gets mad at his dad through this issue. And I was like, I didn't need that in the third issue. Because up to this point, there was no mention of that crap. But you knew it was coming because of the colored hair. But yeah, so they
right there is the colored hair.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10 though. Winston comes in and basically, helps them repay for the museum that was damaged, and pretty much do a little joke thing at the end. That's it. As far as if we're getting any more Ghostbuster books, at this point, I die every time I pick up one of these newer books because it's just pure, what would you call it? Mid books.
Torture?
It's mid, very mid. So, yeah, not a good book. It was like a 3 out of 5, so very average. But it was skirting on that line is would go to a 2.5. Yeah, and yeah, too. Yeah, the art and the interior in this is just bad. And of course, I picked up the B cover because the A cover was horrendous. So, all right. Going into my number 9 this week. Just 1 second. I'm gonna pull up the stream. All right, number 9 for this week is Sabrina the Teenage Witch: Magic Unleashed. I guess they're advertised as being the first, or I guess it's not the first, but it's featuring 30 pages of story content. So I'm not sure. I mean, how often they do this? They have multiple stories in there. I think it's pretty a common theme now. But this was actually a decent story in here. Well, multiple, of course. Now you're gonna roll your eye like I did because this is Craig Boldman. Apparently, he's been around since the '80s. I thought he was a newer writer because you never know. But you have Stephen Butler back on the pencils and his wife doing the inking. Glenn Whitmore colors. They always credit Jack Morelli. I think the late Jack Morelli. But it's her versus pretty much. What's her name? Mother Striga. And then we get, the mad Doctor Doom, the mad Doctor Doom, and his daughter Medusa. And they're causing a rift in time and space and reality. This basically, in order to defeat them, she calls on the Elseworlds, all the Sabrinas, to take on the bad guys. They take down Mother Striga, and of course the Medusa and Mad Dr. Doom flee. The only thing that really bugged me in this very first page is let me zoom in here if you can read this. Where she says right there, "See, Sabrina, I told you, you're right, Salem." And then she's like, "That's a crack in reality, and I don't think it's brought on by climate change." Right there, that shit just put me out of the book. I almost didn't even finish it because I don't need climate change in a freaking Sabrina the Teenage book. Yeah. So there's the first one is original story, and then we get some other stories here by Holly G, and inks by Al Nickerson. So we get some. It kind of looks like some modern ones. I'm not sure if these are reprints. I know some of them towards the later art because you get Stan Goldberg, like this. So we get a little Stan Goldberg here stuff here, and Frank Doyle.
Goldberg.
No, we don't mention that horrible person who can't wrestle. I don't care what his contributions were. It's WCW. But Yeah, a couple different stories in here. Honestly, if you can get past that, just that freaking first page where she mentions climate change, the rest of the book is actually really good. It's fun. I just got so annoyed because I'm tired of seeing modern words and all in a Sabrina book. At least they didn't put that into like an older issue and change the wording. But yeah. So the other covers they had in here too was the first page of the first book. I don't know why you'd even want that as a cover. To me, that's kind of dumb. But then here's everything else coming out. Our other books are already out. Yeah. In one of the issues, actually, Sabrina she's working on a potion that causes people to have problems, and we get a cameo by Betty and Veronica, who accidentally at the perfume shop grab it and doubt themselves with it. So then Sabrina and Salem have to follow them around and try to help them out so they don't get injured. So that was kind of cool. All right. Number 8 is Thundercats Lost by Ed Brisson. Declan Shavely has been writing the main story of Thundercats, and this is kind of tying into that series. Started out what I thought was a prequel, but it's kind of coming in close to what's happening in the main book. So I'm waiting for them to just pretty much just be side by side. Of course, we get an advertisement for the new Supernatural comic book by Greg Pak. It could be good. I wouldn't choose Greg Pak, and I wouldn't be drawing freaking Dean Winchester looking like Sean Patrick Flannery from Boondock Saints. So, but overall, art in this has been been pretty. I've been enjoying the art in here. We even get an advertisement for a new spinoff series they're gonna do. They're gonna have another book he's doing. Primera, she was actually one of the characters in this series. Yeah, I'm kind of done with the Terminator Metal, and I that's the new series from Declan Shavely, and his other one he did was just boring. But overall, these Thundercats here are basically captured. There's a bounty on them, and they're just trying to get to where their main boss is, who has the Book of Omens, and they get captured by this guy he has a robotic arm, and then now they're gonna get thrown to this demigod, whatever, sacrifice. So kind of leaves it on a cliffhanger, But so overall, like I said, I could probably drop this book. It's not as entertaining as to say like Flash Gordon or even Green Lantern stuff, but I'd say it's slightly above average. And the price for that, if you're wondering, the price of that book is, well, this is cover B, so it's $5. So I probably wouldn't recommend it $5 if you can get it on a cheaper. When it comes out in trade, probably pick it up then, and maybe if you get a discount. Number 7 for this week actually is number 7 of Teen Titans Go. You know what that means? Now we have issues 6 and 7 out. We're gonna have another reading on Monday of Teen Titans Go finally. But this is guest starring the Legion of Superheroes ish. Basically, the Titans end up going to the 31st century and end up basically meeting everybody. It was kind of cool seeing the Legion of Superheroes in here. I mean, the Teen Titans, and they're basically all trying to pass tests to become a member of the Legion. Meanwhile, they got the whole High Five coming after them. And we also got Pouncing Boy. And I love how they said that there was a great disaster. So, and I'm not a big Legion guy, so I don't know if this is true, but according to this, they said the Legionnaires say half their time, the history and stuff is missing. So they don't, so there's a big chunk of it gone. So their history. So they don't know who Batman is. They have no idea who Batman is. They know who Superman is. So, and then this book keeps getting advertised every time they put this book out. Like I don't care for this. This Thomas Kajewski, and it's a very pro left, but I would not recommend it to your kids. But anyway, just having a lot of fun with it because you got Caputo, Brainiac 5, everything. You got Changeling, or whatever his name is. What's his name? What was this? The Chameleon Boy. And get so like I said, it's like I said, it's a very fun book. If you are looking for a kids book for your kids, you want them to get into DC superheroes, and maybe they love the cartoons, get them to this. This has actually just been fun and safe for kids, and for adults too. Yes, Beast Boy's on the front, or is he called Changeling? You decide. I know, even though he was called Beast Boy first. All right, number 6 this week is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. I don't know what's going on with this series, but it's just, to me, it's, I guess if you throw it in with the absolute Superman kind of like universe, it's kind of up there, because you really don't take this really serious, anything that's happening in here. And I get you're not really supposed to, because obviously you got Godzilla and King Kong and all the other monsters. They end up giving Superman basically a growth serum that they modified from Lex Luthor, who basically was trying to create a giant monsters size with he did it with Killer Croc. Or no, it wasn't Killer Croc. It was it Croc? It might have been King Shark. I think it was King Shark. So Superman has to battle Godzilla again because of the different timeline. This is before they met the first time, so they have no recollection of each other. So this would be the first time they're fighting before for Godzilla and them. So you get some cool art in here. It's off. Superman versus the giant lizard, and turns out the radiation from the red sun, the planet they're on, or whatever, is basically sapping their strength. So, in order to stall, they gave Superman is gifted the oxygen mask tank, and this turns him into giant Ganto Superman, colossal Superman. Who basically, because with the serum, it takes away your rational thinking and just turns you into a giant rampaging caveman. So, and these two kind of fight each other, going, and we get, heat vision versus the atomic blast, creates a giant broom. Yeah, this versus that, my favorite. That's pretty much what it is. And then at the end, because they had knocked themselves out, here comes King Ghidorah coming in. And I think it's Radon or Radar, or it was freaking, yeah. Like I said, it's no different than for those who really enjoy the beat 'em up games, the robots, Rock'em Sock'em. It's the same kind of concept. Not really much of not much of the imagination put into it. So, Rodan, thank you. Radon, I think that's the poison that kills you. It's in the ground.
Ed McGuinness, isn't he that guy that they call him the series killer? Because every time it comes on a new TV series,
No. Ed McGuinness is the Superman, Batman, Public Enemies artist.
Oh, okay. Because there's that guy that every time he comes on a TV series that he was on Love Boat, Happy Days, Married with Children, that always got canceled after he came on.
No, that's Summer Glau.
No,
Summer Glau is the killer of everything that she's on.
She's hot though.
I don't know.
Ish.
Maybe when she was on Terminator Chronicles, when she was like Cyborg.
But of course, we have to get Zach's opinion on it as well. No,
we will later. But before we get to my number 5, I want to point out that this came out this week finally. They're supposed to advertising issue 29, but they've been behind so much with this. This is through through Warrant Publishing Company, the Vampiress Carmilla. They say Warren without Warren, and basically deciding to bring new stories for $7. We get 3 or 4 or sometimes 5 stories in here, black and white, and you get these cool covers like Rosetta. From my understanding, these are cover arts that's never been printed before. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, and there will be nudity in this because it's a magazine and they don't give a shit because it's for adults, not for kids. But like I said, it's literally, if you love the Vampirella magazines back in the day, it's literally the same thing. It's just that because they don't have control of Vampirella anymore, they're just doing Vampiress Carmilla. And honestly, I hope they do what Warren Magazine did with Vampirella and just start focusing more on Vampirella and do the same thing with her. So folks are like focusing on Vampiress Carmilla. More stories with her. But yeah. And then of course there's advertisements for other things coming up too, If you're in the Pittsburgh area, there's a Monster Bash coming up. Creepy Classic presents at the Marriott Pittsburgh North, June to 20th to 22nd. So you already missed it. That's how long ago this was supposed to come out, this magazine. Yeah. Crazy. Of course, Henry, it has nothing to do with the Vampiress Carmilla. Vampiress Carmilla is just the host of a book, just like what Vampirella was. I don't think Vampirella was always on the cover though of her series. Sometimes later she was. No. I know they got Vampiress Carmilla on the the interior and stuff. Yeah. So a lot of showcase of a lot of cool artists. Stuff you'll never see at Marvel DC because they won't pay them. Yeah. And then here we go from the main cover. Yep. Yeah, as I said, it's really cool books. So the Rosetta cover has to do with a story inside here, which I thought was really cool. And overall, like I said, if you're looking for an alternative, and it's you can basically go to www.vampiresscarmilla.com to order these. Which, if I'm curious, I might just check that out because it's getting to the point where they're not showing up at comic book stores. This is supposed to come out back in July or June or just before that. So maybe
my shop would get them now. They aren't, so I don't know what the deal is anymore.
Well, yeah, both my shops were getting these, and then it got the point where they weren't even because of Diamond, all that bullshit. So,
by the way, Jeff, the guy's name's Ted McGinley, and he wasn't called a show killer.
Nope.
They mentioned because he would always join the show replacing somebody
when it's ending.
But Love Boat lasted a couple years after he came on. Happy Days lasted 4 more years. And Married with Children lasted 6 years after him.
Yeah.
After he got there.
Yeah, I just thought that was unfair. That if that was true, I always thought that was unfair because he's always really funny, and they did last for a while.
He's great on Shrinking. He was a recurring character in season 1. They made him a regular in season 2.
All right. Top 5. Rockefellers, issue number 8. I think yeah. For $4. Probably I said if you, I don't know if this is accurate, but if you do like the old school Fantastic Four, stuff like stories like this, it's got some action, it's got some humor, This is Peter J. Tomasi writing this with Francis Manipul doing the art here. It is just awesome. Hey, look, it's even John Cleese is doing some separations from the Heroic Age. Welcome back, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Something something happened. It just all of a sudden said,
yeah, it was God teasing me. You thought I was getting rid of him for you? He's back. All right. Anyway, this series basically it's just been fun. They're on. So if we learned last time that they're basically on the run, in the past because his something to do with his sister, doing stuff with time travel and stuff, and they wanted his help, but and so he ends up fleeing with his family to the past, hiding out. This is going back before all that, before he fled. So with his sister, basically goes one of their she basically ran a witness protection program for people. So she'd send them into different parts of the past to hide them out, give a new identity to hide them out. So she did that for this one guy who sent him back to the Roman Empire. So he's about to be killed in the gladiator stuff. She brings him back, and it looks like his brother Eddie is also there too. He's helping them out. Like I said, it's an interesting, very futuristic story. It's Peter J. Tomasi. If you like Peter J. Tomasi's writing, it's got that family friendly stuff. Especially kind of reminds me of when he was writing Superman. With little young Jonathan. You get a lot of kind of funny moments, drama. Suspense. And just you get to see more of this of the main guy. I forget what his name was. Is it what's the main guy? Is it Ronald? I can't remember what his name is. But the main guy, I always call him shit, I can't remember the other guy's name here too. Who's the guy we don't like? Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I was going to say which guy we don't like, but I was assuming it was Pedro.
There only is one. And so, honestly, this is basically it's catching you up more about advancing the plot. We learn more about the sister, and then, of course, we get back to the present stuff where he's basically working on their time ship to get him out of there. And the kids over here, too, they're kind of bummed out because now they got to run. They're tired of basically not being stable and having to flee again. And of course, it's revealed that the son, who's a big engineer himself, has built him something and he's been keeping it inside his closet. So, of course. Yeah, so, honestly, looking forward to issue number 9. Comes out next month. Man, and then I was advertising Rook. I'm waiting for Rook to come back. That's another fun series. All right. Number 4 is Marvel. Moon Knight. Fist of Khonshu. Love. Let's see. Legacy number 252. If you really wanted to count that. Yeah. If all together. But we get the Wrecker. Wrecker shows up pretty much asking for Mark's help. And he says he's got these ghosts that have been haunting him. And only at nighttime, and basically just and he ends up trashing his place. His hammer has nothing, can't cause him any damage. Meanwhile, Mark is basically being chastised by his therapist, kind of asking, it's like, hey, you're not supposed to be like, why are you helping a villain, and stuff. And kind of like you're supposed to be checking in because it's appointed by the Avengers for something that I think that wasn't Mark Waid, it was Jason Aaron wrote. Where it caused Moon Knight to go rogue, and they had that, and all that bullshit. Anyway, so he agrees to help out the Wrecker. They go to this graveyard, and these ghosts show up, and so Mark ends up basically transforming into his ghost killer armor. But then he learns as he's finding these ghosts, he's not really having much effect on them. So instead, he basically says, like, here. Give me your magical fucking hammer. And combined with his armor, his ghost speeding armor, he's able to disperse the ghosts, of course. And then meanwhile, we got the moral debate from like his Reese and Soldier talking about why are we helping out this guy? This guy's a villain. And of course, Reese says, "Well, we agreed to help anybody. That's why our plight is, we don't discriminate." And of course, if you've seen the Moon Knight show, this character's back. Scarlet Scarab. Turns out the ghosts that are going after the Wrecker are because, according to Layla, all the people he killed. And they want revenge, and they want to kill him. And Mark is not going to let that happen. Yeah. Get this last shot here. I don't know. Like I said, I think I like kind of a little bit of drama. We get to see the armor again, the ghost killing stuff. So I guess we're gonna have Layla versus Moon Knight in the next issue. So, and also that was $3.99 because that is the new price for an average book, and that was kind of an average issue, but it's still a step up than anything that Bendis or anybody else, currently in the past 20 years has tried writing for Moon Knight.
Are you saying that it was mid?
I think it was slightly above mid.
Okay.
No. But, I honestly, I kind of dig it. It's on the same, for me, same level as Chuck Dixon. Not Chuck Dixon now to a whole other level. But I didn't like Chuck Dixon's Moon Knight version.
They made a lot of changes and didn't explain.
Yeah.
A lot of it just happened, and then when he left, they went back.
But no way am I saying that this guy is as good a writer as Chuck Dixon. I'm just saying that Chuck Dixon, his Moon Knight run wasn't that great.
In Chuck Dixon's defense, he was writing Moon Knight at a time when every character was basically, they were basically told to make every character like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was definitely, the wretched excess on the violence, and I'm surprised that he didn't have a ponytail coming out of his white costume. Everybody else did,
right? With the sunglasses,
and
the cigar in his mouth.
3 days growth.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Right, Coco.
All right. Speaking of growth, Flash Gordon. This has been a very good series. Just Jeremy Adams' other book that he's been writing. He's been writing Aquaman, Green Lantern, and then his name's on a Green Lantern Court book, but I don't think he's on the book. This has been a fun series. We're just coming back. This is the start of a whole new arc series. We're continuing. Issue 10 left off a cliffhanger where we find out that what's her name? I want Clara. What's her name? Allura or Elena?
Crap. Arden. So yeah.
Dale.
Well, yeah, Dale's first name.
Yeah. I couldn't remember what her name was in general, but so
Dale Arden, I think.
So yeah, Dale Arden. Yeah. In the first run, all we know is that basically some planet, main planet, exploded and killed a bunch of people. Flash Gordon was blamed for the crime. He was locked into prison. He escapes with the help of Ming, who's also on the prison planet. And so it's been a while, and he hears that basically that Dale is engaged to be a queen with this other guy who basically taken over since Ming is gone. And as we find in the issue 10 that that wasn't the real Dale. That was a Dale from a different universe, who basically is in this universe, and as a last ditch effort to help Flash Gordon, she sacrifices herself to save the other Dale. And now turns out the Flash Gordon from her universe is here and wants to kill Flash Gordon. He wants to make everyone here pay. And as we learn more through the series, as he talks, he's made a deal with Ming. It's like, hey, I need more of this. What's it called? I forgot what they call it, but some kind of like material they need to complete the device. It's kind of like mineral sorts or whatever, energy thing. call it Energon if you want to. I don't give a shit. They say they need that in order to open his portal because he wants to bring his army over. And as we go through the book, we learn that this is actually an evil freaking version of Flash Gordon from a universe where he's the bad guy, and I guarantee you that Ming is the good guy over there. So they don't know that he's over here. They just know that they're going to try and stop Ming for one last time. Flash says that Ming he wants to kill Ming. Ming needs to die. And Ming's daughter and her husband basically agree to help, along with the Hawks. And they're gonna try and I think it was Zardov. I think it was the guy, Dr. Zarkov or Zark or whatever. They're gonna basically use hologram transmission to interrupt his shields that allows them to get in there. The Hawks are gonna cause a distraction, blowing up shit, basically what Thanagarians do. And yeah, as they're doing that, they're gonna, the guys are gonna sneak in. Oh, dude, it's just a fantastic fun and book. The art here by Will Conrad is just awesome. I'm sure they didn't glare as much, but yeah. Yeah. Last minute though. Turns out evil Flash Gordon is going to attack the good Flash Gordon. The portal ends up being opened. It can only be open for a little bit though, because the plot was basically that the evil Flash Gordon was going to send word to his army, and then when they'd be on standby when he opened the portal again because they had to gather more energy source. So yeah, just a lot of fun stuff. Of this, and of course, at the end, the good Flash ends up on the evil Flash of the world, and he's called Flash the Fiend. Yeah. So looking forward to this, man. Like I said, this has been a fun series.
You know how you're supposed to be able to tell if somebody's evil in an alternate universe?
No, tell me.
Star Trek rules. Goatee.
Evil
Spock, good Spock, evil Spock.
All right. So, this is your Mad Cave. Now, believe it or not, this is a $5 book. I forgot about that. I thought it was a $3.99, but it's $5. I feel better giving, $5 to Mad Cave than I do giving to DC or Marvel.
Because they actually care about the quality of their books and they do good stories and good art. Look at the stuff they do out in DC and Marvel.
Yep. I just wish these were longer issues. It feels like the pace is just so fast.
I mean, that's better art than they have in the Moon Knight issue that this came out.
Yep. So, alrighty then. Hello to Master Karado 2. What's up? Do I have any Funko Pops? I do, but they're not. They're in storage. I don't have them on display. So, all right. Number 2 for this week is Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story. I got the cover too, which I just love. As we said on the top 5 on Tuesday, that is just an awesome cover. The rain is awesome by itself. Then you add her friend, who's she can see in the reflection everything she sees. It's just fantastic. Breen, I'm gonna spoil this, so I don't know if you haven't read it yet, but
I didn't get it. I'm not going to. So you can spoil away.
All right, cool. So Sophie in the last issue, she was basically taken over by her friend Violet, who's deceased. Control her body, push one of the pledges from the sorority that killed her off the balcony. She landed impaled on a fence. And through the encouragement of Violet, she says, "Hey, we got to see through this, go keep going through it." And she kind of doesn't admit that she controlled her, not yet in the series. So she finds herself chloroformed, and draken out and put in a cage. Kids in cages, horrible. And the sorority sisters are having like a pledge haze here stuff, and she gets a little bit scared and she kind of like mouths off. So the girl pushes her, so she slides down, and then she ends up getting out and almost getting killed. And she runs away, because she doesn't know what's going on. One of the girls stops her, finds out it's a girl who basically had pledged with Violet, who's and so basically she's an innocent girl, so she has nothing to do with anything that happened with Violet. She was on her pledge. I was put in the water too. I was forced to drink. Anyway, so she kind of befriends her, and tells, hey, what's going on? It's actually us. Don't worry about it. They all get together and says and Violet's kind of mad because she's that these everything's going on. Violet just wants to kill people at this point. And here's the thing: we don't even know what really is Violet. It's a spirit that we know that claims to be Violet, but we don't know what it really is. But as basically we get to see this little supernatural kind of haze there stuff. Comes over Sophie's and Sophie. Next thing you know, Sophie sees that everyone's pretty much screaming, and yeah, she basically says jump out the car. What do you mean jump? So and basically as they're thrown out, and everyone is pretty much killed off the bridge. The truck explodes, or van, whatever you call it. And and she's like, dude, it's like, hey man, it's like I can't do this. It's like, and Violet's like, take a breath. We don't have much time before the police show up. We need to get our story straight. Our story? Did you do this? Pretty much asking her. She's finding out. It's like, she's like, don't look at me like that. Soph, I had no choice. What do you mean you had no choice? You killed them. You saw the kind of things they do with their own eyes. But what are you talking about? They deserved it. She's like, Annika pledged with you. She didn't even be responsible. She didn't exactly save me. Besides, she's part of their cult now. Soon enough, she'll be acting just like them if she wasn't already. What about Penelope? You pushed her, didn't you? And what if I did? And she's like, she's like, hey, in a fit of anger, I was able to control your body, So, and I'll do it again. She's like, dude, it's like, she's like, I was afraid to tell you because I know you could react. He's like, how do you expect me to react? She's like, can't you see I'm the one who's hurt? Let me take over. I can get us out of this. No one lets you. The cops show up. Next thing you know, she's basically blacking out again and realizing she's got the cop's gun. The cops are drawing her. Now she's in jail, or basically probably being processed. As it says, you insulted an officer, so if he stole another one's firearm, not to mention you're being charged with murder. Yeah, where does this end? This is kind of crazy. And I guess this is going to be a 5-issue miniseries? I'm not sure. I didn't look. But damn.
It could be 4. I mean, they could finish it up in just 1 issue.
I don't know, man, but I wanted to be an ongoing. I wanted to be like Rook and all that stuff. Hyde Street. Just keep going. All right. Number 1 book of the week for me is Spider-Man in 94. There's a lot of nostalgia for me for this. Watching the cartoon series live when it first aired, and just enjoying it. The only thing that sucks is they did not invite the guy who actually wrote the whole entire cartoon series back in the day to collab and work out a way to explain how Mary Jane's now back. Because for those who watch the animated series, Mary Jane was tossed into a portal that was malfunctioning that the Green Goblin had stolen from another character, and basically Mary Jane gets sucked in there too. So, but before we get to that,
Paul?
Paul's no. That's only in the main universe. This is the cartoon universe, the better universe. Moreland is basically, we go introduced to him. We also get, for all you Clone Saga fans, we get Kane. Kane is serving Moreland. Moreland needs basically the feed. Yeah, and he wants, Spider-Man. He says he's pretty much the top of the totem pole. He's the main one. In this universe, for those who don't remember or didn't watch the show, Spider-Verse started in the 1994 animated cartoon series with Madam Web, and Peter led a bunch of other Spider-Mans to basically stop a Spider-Man who basically been taken over by the what you call it, Carnage symbiotes, you know. And you know, so basically, chapter 1, Peter kind of talks about it. It's like, you know, and he basically says he doesn't really explain exactly what's going on. He just says, he's like, basically she gets down and she asks, he's like, Peter Parker, I have something to ask you. Anything? She's like, will you marry me? In the cartoon series, Peter Parker had revealed his identity to Mary Jane, who he thought was the real Mary Jane, turned out to be a clone made from Hydro Man, and she ended up dying in the series. So, but he's kind of hesitant, and the fact that, you know, everybody else thinks that him and Mary Jane are still married. Hell, Jameson even paid for it. He even gave him a news van that he loaned him for like a day or two, and he said, like, you got to pay for like the gas expenses. It's taken out of your salary and stuff, your stuff. Anyway, and she's like, what's wrong? He's like, what do you mean what's wrong? Oh, the fact that you tumbled into some kind of time dilation vortex during my battle with the Green Goblin. Thought I lost you forever. When you turned as mysteriously as you disappeared, we worked to rebuild their life together. Eventually got married. There's only a problem. That was not Mary Janeson. That was a clone created by Dr. Miles Warren. Now, here's the thing. I admit, I have not watched the show in forever. It's been almost 30 years for me. And I remember the fact that Dr. Miles Warren wasn't even in the show. I don't know if that's a retcon, or maybe I'm just not remembering correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. But that kind of bugged me. I'm like, I'm freaking tired of Miles Warren being everywhere. He was a crappy character, and they should have used him once, never brought him back. But they keep bringing the fucker back. It's part of my language. But bringing characters back, because we got, well, Kane shows up, and he's been stalking Peter Parker. Peter has no idea that this is even happening. He knows that his spider sense goes off, but there's no danger around him, so he kind of brushes off. We also get the Sims Foundation introduced to this character, and turns out the Sims character, this guy is a business guy, is either working for Moreland or is Moreland. We're not sure, but Kane brings him Moreland a snack, and he brings him Vermin. And, you know, Vermin's going to eat him. He attacks him. Basically, Moreland ends up absorbing his energy, killing him. Peter Parker is in bed after his fight with Mary Jane, and he still lives with Aunt May. Yes, it's college-age Peter Parker living with Aunt May, which I think is hilarious still. And she wants an answer with him. He explains, like, well, you know, it's like, I'm not turning her back on us. It's just, she's like, what? What is it? And he explains her the fact that I went through this when I thought it was you, turned out to be, you know, and I mourned your death. Just like we mourned whatever the fuck happened to his face. That is not the Peter Parker we grew up with in the animated series. That is horrific. Why is it so... it just looks bad. It looks like... You know what it looks like? For those who watch the Batman series, you had Scarecrow. Whenever they show a Scarecrow without his mask, Ichabod Crane kind of like, what the heck? You know? Dude, I love Spider-Man cartoon is the best animated cartoon for Spider-Man that I love in the 90s. Over all of them. But we also get Molten Man here too. He talks about, you know, him battling Molten Man. He's able to, you know, take his mind out of everything. And we get Anna Watkins. Anna Watkins does not approve of Mary Jane being with Peter Parker. The fact that he's still living with his aunt, you know, and he's kind of like a bum to her, and she does not like him whatsoever. And I love just showing you how devoted Mary Jane is. Mary Jane pretty much tells Anna to shut the up, you know.
Was she drunk?
She might have been drunk.
Cool.
The way she acts, you know. She's judging Peter, you know. She's like, it's like, you know, so how long you been living here? Your husband now, Peter. You need to provide for your wife, not freelance off your aunt. And he's like, she's like, and MJ says like, well, no, he's gonna get looking for teaching work, and it's like teaching a very admirable profession, but hardly a lucrative one. That said, I suppose it's better than taking photos for Jonah Jameson. And she doesn't give him the J. She just says Jonah Jameson's Tawdry newspaper. Aunt May kind of is oblivious to this, what's going on, because that's all she was, kind of like a doting aunt. Not really there. She's kind of like very, oh, whatever. I'm so old. They kept that from the comic book series. And dinner is interrupted by Kane looking for Peter Parker. They end up battling on top, the in Queens, which is kind of funny because like there really isn't to swing onto from Queens, especially if you played the video game. They mentioned that like there's really no tall buildings for him to swing from. So you gotta change somewhere else if you're gonna change to Spider-Man, do some web swinging.
Hop on the top of a bus or something.
Anyway, as they fight, and Kane kind of shit talks him, says like, "You're supposed to be the best. You're not much of a challenge at all." Peter pretty much starts having flashbacks of what he went through those past couple months. So basically, like, inspires him, and he beats the shit out of Kane. Goes back in, and he basically the cops shows up. He's like, "Good night, I found your nephew," and like stuff. And every time I see the freaking Spider-Man or Peter Parker face, it just irritates the heck out of me. It does not. It's like tiny baby head, tiny baby pointy head, and then we have Shaft, I guess, or something. I don't know. Moreland ends up turning on Kane because he failed. He's like, you're supposed to bring me to Peter Parker, but you failed. He's like, no worry. I have plenty more of Kane's. The Clone Saga. Yeah. So, yeah. And then we get this kind of story, or I'm not sure who DK is talking in the back here. So probably the editor or something. I don't know. But next is Spider 94 number 2. Looks pretty cool. Yep. Shoot us an email at spideyoffice@marvel.com and mark it okay to print, and you might just see your letter printed the following issue. Your next month, you'll learn about our villain Moreland. Now it's time to go home, grab a bowl of cereal, and pop in a VHS tape. Until next time, true believers. Yeah. Yeah. So honestly, this was actually a really fun series. I actually had a lot of fun with this. A lot more than I thought I was going to. Probably because of nostalgia. If I go to read this couple a week later, 2 later, I probably won't feel as excited about it. Because Sisterhood was a really good issue too. But because of nostalgia, it won out. But that's all I have for this week. Jeff.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. I have 4-ish. 4, but more than 4. You'll see what I mean here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Then some back issues. I had the facsimile of Batman 635. I'm getting all these so I can have back issues. This was he's hasn't figured out who the Red Hood is yet. He's fighting, and Red Hood they take off their masks, and then it goes back in time. So they still haven't revealed who Red Hood is yet. So, but I'm sure we all know about that. Excuse me, Moon Knight number 12. You just went over that. I liked it. It's pretty cool. Art has always been questionable in the series, but
they keep changing artists.
Yeah, but I don't like the I've never liked the way they did the art in this series.
I disagree. I actually like it. Because I know how worse it could be. It could be Humberto Ramos or Ed McGuinness.
True.
Or even Mark Bagley, which old school Mark Bagley with a good anchor. Sure, like I've never been a fan of Mark Bagley, and I don't want JR.
No,
crap.
No, I do not. There's two really famous artists that everyone just loves that I do not understand why they like.
Mitch Gerards?
No, JR and Scotty Young. I do not see why everyone is in love with Scotty Young, especially the baby covers. I do not.
I mean, I don't know. I'd speculate maybe, and I'm probably wrong with this. Is that JR? What's it like? What was your dad like? You know, asking about his dad is a better artist. What's it like?
If you look, his style has changed. I guess it used to be pretty good, but now it's not as good. You know?
Well, as you get older, your style kind of changes too. Yeah. More, because you can't draw as much again. You're limited. And now if you're doing digital with a stylus instead of actually with a pencil and actually putting the effort into it.
Yeah, and I think he may have just been one of the guys who gets full of his who starts to believe his own hype. You know, who knows?
I mean, after Superman Year One, I just saw it just like
that was a giant. That's not Year One. That's 33 years, and then just the story was horrible. The art was horrible. Don't get me started. Number 2. Very good, and I wish I'd gotten the cover you got. That was a lot better. I don't know why I got this one instead.
Probably because they had about 30 of them, probably, and you just only had a couple of the other ones.
No, I saw the one that you got, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, and my number 1, Batman number 1 with is it Jorge Jimenez? I don't know how to.
Jorge Jimenez.
Jorge, yeah.
And Matt Fraction writing.
Yes. Now this was really good. The only thing I have about this, and we were talking about this beforehand, I don't know, is they're starting this before they ended volume 3? This is volume 4 here. They didn't finish the last series before they started this one up, because I guess they bumped the Hush 2 thing to next month. So they, so they start this one before they even finish with the last one, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Hush should have been not in the main series. It should have been separate.
But I think they didn't want to have a couple of months where they didn't have a title or something like that. So,
well, that's just on them. That's their bad planning.
Well,
my question is it because of them, or is it because maybe Matt Fraction was committed to doing something at Marvel at the time, or it's kind of like how when an actor is making a movie, he can't go do another one until that's done. So.
I don't know, but it was just a giant cluster on either way. But
what do you think of the art?
Oh, I love the art. This one, I love the art. I mean, if you look, this it's just absolutely beautiful.
The suit, you remember you don't like the yellow. I don't like the blue on the bat logo.
I don't. I find that logo a little odd.
Like to me,
the logo is supposed to be dark.
Like if you're gonna do a blue logo, at first I thought it's Nightwing as Batman. He's all grown up.
But I do like what they're doing here. Okay, first off, it starts out in Coventry, and James Gordon is now a street cop. Because I guess from what they did with before, where he stopped and become a private investigator, he was going to re-enlist to the force. Now he's starting at the bottom and starting all over.
Wasn't that James Tinian that did that? Tynion, whatever, made him not commissioner or whatever, detective, or was that before that?
Randall Savage is the commissioner now.
Oh, so who's the captain now? Is it Montoya still?
Vandal Savage is the commissioner.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Every time I hear him talking, I just want to hear him. I think he's just going, "Ooh,
yeah!" Remember Vandal Savage bought the Wayne Manor?
Yeah, I think he's gotten that back. I think I'm not quite sure.
I just kind of like, you know what? I'm not a guy who reads a lot of Batman, But I was like, when I started reading that back at the end of time, started tying in, I was like, why am I reading this? I'm gonna go back and read the better ones I've never read before.
So that was Tynion that did that.
I don't know. Well,
it might have been
Tynion took away his money. That was the Joker War.
And then the frat. It might have been.
And then you had Zdarsky afterwards.
In
Zdarsky's, you had Vandal Savage bought the mansion.
Yeah. And that's just that whole thing is just that. I think that's why they had to get rid of him because they had him get his hand cut off. Now that doesn't happen anymore and all that stuff. But, hi Zach.
Hey, what's up?
But anyway, they got him back, and he's got a partner with a Officer Espinoza.
Zach, is your microphone turned towards your speaker?
Not anymore.
Okay.
So they're just sitting there, and she's talking to him about how can you drink hot coffee on a hot day like this? And he's like, dude, it's coffee, that's important. And I heard you coffee drinkers are like that. We'd be out in the Gulf, Persian Gulf, where it'd be 100 million degrees out there. These guys are out there drinking hot coffee. And it's like, dude.
Does he have new gadgets, or is this supposed to be him? Like, honestly, like when I've read of it and seen of it, it looks like it's going to be a solo Batman series with no family, which is a really good point or positive, point for this book.
He said I saw an interview with him, and he said that he likes him being solo because he wants to take it back to the way it originally was, and so, but there's certain things he needs to incorporate in.
That's what we're doing with Dark Pattern, baby. Dark Pattern's been solo detective.
But then we have Killer Croc coming out, and he's escaped the new Arkham. It's still the new Arkham.
Arkham Tower, they call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he goes in the meat truck, and Espinosa says, "Oh, look, we got to go do something." Like Gordon's like, "Hey, man, one thing you can learn in Gotham: call for backup. Always call for backup."
It's just a weird thing with Gordon, the fact that somebody decided to make him a commissioner now, and like Gordon went a whole rant saying like, "Oh, I can't be a cop anymore," and like it's like now I'm a cop again. Like, what?
Yeah. It's bad writing.
Yeah.
So then he's back he's at Arkham Towers with his new outfit, and there's a new person in charge. Her name is I can't remember. Does it give her name?
I don't know.
I don't think it gives her name right off.
At this point, it doesn't really matter unless she's going to stick around for more than like a story arc.
But she seems to actually care this time. See, Waylon Jennings. Was it Waylon Jennings? Waylon Jones. Yeah. Sorry, Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings.
Self-reported because he wants to get better, but he is reverting. He shed some skin and he's reverting, so he's becoming more and more like a child and becoming bigger. And so Batman's like, he's changing, and the woman's like, she's changing, and Batman's like, people don't change. He's gonna be the same. So then a big argument about that, and then he gets on these like little glasses things where he can do some heat tracing and stuff.
Oh no, they take him out as a little glass case, put his bifocals on.
And he also has some bat wings, and they're giving this Batwing low altitude, low openings flight suit. Titana graphing.
Do you know what this reminds you of?
Wide ratio 5:1. Huh?
The more you talk about, the more sure they're gadgets. Like this is like they're taking a page from Absolute Batman, putting it into the main universe.
This thing right here sort of reminds me of Pattinson. Yeah, because he had that thing in that.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I thought of. And
well, also Keaton had the wings, electromagnetic, things that stretch out.
And then, but now they have LexCorp is putting out a new tactical bodice because they're doing some commercials. So it's just like a bulletproof bodice and stuff like that they can have. But they're turning, and what happens is now we have Randall Savage. No, police commissioner. He is telling the cops they are developing they've got this new force, private security force that they're bringing in, that they are going to be going after all the big guys. And so he says they execute high security operations like recapturing tonight's escapee. They are deputized and sanctioned to aid and abet you in bringing back law and order to our streets. At all costs, any means necessary, it means, and you are all to radio for backup. You do not engage, you just observe. And so I saw some guy talking about it, and he goes, "Oh, if that reminds you of anything, you've probably just been reading the papers lately." And I'm thinking, no, that sort of reminds me of Enemy State and all the 3 or 4 times they've done this.
Sounds like every trope where it says, like, I want you to do recon, but you're not allowed, you have not permission to engage. Yeah, but would be awesome if we do. We don't need. We'll go in there. We'll arrest the guy, and we'll make a big name for ourselves. It's a trope every time you see a movie like that.
Yeah, but this is that part is kind of the private security force is just sort of like a rehash of Fair State and all the other stuff. But
yeah,
then they've got the new car, which I think is really good. And then here you have Alfred.
Yeah.
I think Wes was saying that it was. Someone said it's AI. I think Wes said that it was AI, and some people said it's imagination. I saw an interview with Matt Fraction, and it is his imagination. He wants to be able to have somebody to talk to when you don't have all the thought bubbles that they put in there. Like the last few runs, it's been constant.
So basically, Batman's psyche is cracked, and he's not concerned about it because he's like have time to worry about it.
Yeah, and so they've got goes out to goes to a running trail in where is it? Robinson Park, and some people are chasing after him, and he basically just runs up and runs the mother creeper over, gets out of the car, and says, beats the guys up. And so it's sort of like a little RoboCop moment where these people are called the creeps, and I said, "Sorry, I couldn't get here sooner. You both need trauma and medical care." So it's like, when a woman was assaulted, he says, "I'll call the ambulance for you." But she's like, "Oh, don't touch me." And he takes a butterfly off of her. And so he's basically got a cool thing where he has a voice command where he can command the car to protect people, which is kind of cool. But he just basically follows Killer Croc, fights Killer Croc, and he's got bat gauntlets, with electricity and stuff. So they're adding some new things, and we have a kind of a Venom-looking Killer Croc. And so he fights, takes him back. And finally, at the very end, you actually see him without his mask on, and he gets a call from Robin. And those guys are supposed to be arrested on site. But he says, "Is there anybody at the police force that we're friendly with these days?" He says, "I don't like the sound of that Y." But he's basically caught by cops. And that's where it ends. And then they have a beginning of KL, the new KL thing here. That was number 1. And then I had this issue, and I'm not taking it out because I don't want the fingerprints on it. And then they gave me this one as well, which I'm not opening up because I don't want to see, but I'm sure at some point it might be able to get a couple bucks off it. Who knows? I'm falling victim a little bit to the speculation. Okay. And that's all the new stuff. I don't know if you remember, they said that August they had the back issue sale. Sunday was supposed to be the last week of it. It was 50 cents a piece. I put a few of them away before I got realizing I could keep them. There's like 3 or 4 Batman that I got as back issues. But then I got this is 50 cents, which I thought was just a really funny cover. This is what is his name? Overmind or something like that. But he's trying to beat them, and he just keeps getting beat. So he makes his clone advance a million years ahead in brain power, so he can defeat Super Friends. And they beat him by using. He's doing the logical stuff, so they use illogic to beat him, which is kind of a little childish thing, but. There is a card that got in the way, but there's this, which firearm or something like that. I was going to go read it, and then it turned out that it's in the bag, poly bag that hasn't been opened, so I'm not going to. Haven't read this one yet. I did. It was number 5, so I didn't have any idea what was going on, but Batman 66 meets Wonder Woman 77.
Nice.
50 cents.
They just released that in omnibus, or he was going to be soon.
I wish that I'd gotten the other 4, but they didn't have them. Or at least not that I saw. I just got that because it was 50 cents and I want to read it.
Nice.
I don't think I've read that one yet, but it's number 1. Then they had a whole bunch of X-Men stuff, but this one I think might actually be worth something because what they do is they have all this stuff just from the warehouse. They don't check in there. So some people got some really good deals on things like this. And so you have to search through stuff because none of them is in order and stuff like that. But 185 Road Public Enemy. She had, it's the one where they're going after Rogue because she had just attacked the White House or something like that. And she is the one where they take away Storm. She takes away Storm's power, or has just done it. I was looking for Batman and Detective back issues, so there wasn't a whole lot of them. Then I've got 4 more. Firestorm number 68, and it really kind of makes me mad because somebody cut out part of the first page. But
ooh, that sucks.
For 50 cents, what can you do? And then 79, 83, and then this. I'm going to throw on my other horror collection. Creepy Shadows, number 4, for 50 cents. And this was old. And I want to read that. But one more thing that came in the mail yesterday.
Okay.
I got it damaged.
Kind kind of feels that way with how much noise he's got in the background. It sounds like he's dragging a body.
Yeah, that's my own body that I'm dragging.
Yeah, the body that he says is he's going to be getting married to. Sorry
that you're not Zach getting married.
My camera's. Oh, God, I hate myself. I'm so tired. I didn't realize my camera was off this whole time.
Yes.
I know our ratings were dropping.
Well, I mean,
but so it's Batman Golden Age #2.
Yeah.
And there's only a slight little damage, if you can see right there. There's just a tiny little bit of damage right up there.
Oh, that's nothing.
And that was it. And I got it for $62.50.
Also, we can't make cracks at joke or cracks at Zach for getting married because he's done something twice that neither of us or any of us on the panel have been able to accomplish. He found 2 willing women willing to live with him and marry him.
Okay.
When you put it that way.
Well, also that could also be a couple.
Either he's very likable, or it's like
he's axe murdered somebody twice. I haven't done that either. I mean,
he hasn't killed anybody.
No, I'm just saying, if he had.
No.
But you gotta be careful. You gotta be more. I just have to be more selective about who I put the charisma on, because
or who you axe murder.
It's the beard. The beard pulls in the ladies. That's how you got the first one too, with the beard.
No, never had this before 6 months ago or so.
You're married. So you married one woman who didn't like the beard, and maybe now you found the correct woman who likes the beard. So never shave the beard.
You're gonna shave it some point.
Never shave the beard. Yeah.
No, I threw up a poll up there just the heck of it. Should Batman have an AI version of Alfred to aid him in battle like Tony Stark does?
But this is not an AI. It's just.
I'm just saying, throwing the idea out there because they're not going to bring Alfred back alive, and the damage is already done. It's too late to bring him back.
Some people are saying that this might be a precursor to actually bringing him back, but I don't know.
You know what? I'm not going to put my hope out.
It's never too late. They brought back Jason Todd decades after he died. They brought back lots of people years after they died.
Bringing Alfred back is like bringing
I'd rather them take a while to bring him back than them bring him back right away.
I kind of feel like at this point it's going to be Uncle Ben thing. You're going to see him in other things, but he's never going to be back in the main continuity. But I don't know. I would love to have an AI version. I think that'd be kind of okay for right now, considering how bad the main titles have been.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I would see. Like, okay, let's cook with that.
This was actually better than a lot of the ones the last few runs have been.
Zach isn't too loud. He's not even extended microphone.
Hold on, let me.
It might be your computer there, Henry.
I'll adjust my settings.
Well, I can adjust it here. I'm not.
See, it's him. He's the problem.
I can adjust it. I know you're an auto. I can bring your volume down.
Actually, I can get my.
Now say something, and then Henry, let me know if you can. Yeah, Zach, say something.
Something.
Is that too loud, Henry? I'll wait for Henry to reply back. He takes a bathroom break. He's not even here.
It'll be okay.
Sorry, no worries then.
All right, well, I'm done.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, and turns his camera off and mutes. Zach, it's your turn. We'll just sit here in silence and just stare.
So he takes his camera off right before it's his turn.
Pretty much. All fairness, Zach never claimed to be a smart guy. I think he wants Zach muted. No, if anything, they'd want me muted. Which is a shocker, because Jeff's here.
Yeah, that's surprising that I'm not the one getting voted to mute.
No.
I want to be muted.
I want to be free.
I want to be free. No,
I want it all too.
This thing, I feel like
that's one of the Queen's best songs.
Pilot.
All right.
I actually don't care for that song. I feel like it's too slow.
Killer Queen is my favorite.
Killer Queen, yeah.
My least favorite Queen song is Bohemian Rhapsody. I hate that song.
I actually, I like it, but I like it 3 minutes in. It starts off really slow. What is the one from them that I really like? It was in oh man, it was in Baby Driver too. Uh, Hang on, I'm gonna find it.
Another one rides the bus.
No, Brighton Rock. That's what it was. Brighton Rock. That one is probably my favorite. It's unconventional. It's unconventional.
I can't listen to We Are the Champions anymore. It's overplayed.
I love We Are the Champions. That's a good one too. That's a really good one. Why is it on me? Is Jeff done?
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, I thought it didn't seem like Jeff had that many books.
He did not have that many
No,
books.
I didn't. But there was. We also said, Zach, it's your turn. We said that like twice.
You're the last one with books tonight because Breen is living
Breen
vicariously.
is retired. Breen
Well,
is,
yeah, he's got to.
Is Breen here for the eye candy roll then? Because he's not doing too great. He's
eye candy roll, yeah. You're the eye candy.
All right, got a few books that I haven't read today. I think it's a little under half the books. Have not read Flash Gordon 11.
Oh, it's good he came here late.
Have not read G.I. Joe number 320. I do dig this cover though. That is a pretty sweet cover. Have not read Rockefellers issue number 8.
Good issue. I think there's one more issue before they finally explain everything.
Okay.
So.
I have read Absolute Superman issue number 11. Brainiac tries to break Superman's spirit to make him like a compliant slave of Ra's al Ghul. And Superman, because he's good-hearted Superman, he does not break. And it drives Brainiac crazy. Also, Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are taken captive. Their warden is Talia al Ghul. But then Lois Lane's dad shows up. Prison breaks him out. Gets stabbed in the head in the process. But yeah, a lot of cool action in this one. A lot of action. You see all these different like mental torments that Brainiac puts Superman through. So
it looks like the Green Goblin's on there in the cover.
Kind of does. This Brainiac looks, he looks weird. Like, and he does like some crazy. He's got like all these Brainiac clones that he basically just abuses and like has them rip their bodies apart when they mess up. And Superman actually ticks off Brainiac because he plants the idea that his clones should be free. They should be allowed to do that, like not be just discarded like trash, and that ticks off Brainiac even more. So yeah, this is good.
Because Brainiac originally was one of the clones that were being discarded. And he was
like the lowest one, and then he became Ra's al Ghul's.
So the other thing you said is you're trying to control Superman. Gee, isn't that the plot of Batman? Absolute Batman, the Bane wants to control the Bat.
Oh, maybe.
They break the Bat, control him and stuff. It's just like, if I find out that's a plot line in Flash and Wonder Woman, I'm gonna have questions.
I picked up also Avengers number 30. This one was actually a pretty cool issue. So the last issue, I picked up 29 because they changed the main artist. I really like the main artist, the new guy they have, Farhad Karami. You see his name right there. He's really, really good. He draws his women spectacularly. Draws the guys pretty good too. So the last issue, they found out that what is it? They found out Reed did something. They're connecting this story to Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars from 2015, and so there's like the secret artifact hidden in this like unexplored corner of space that kind of ties into the battle world that Doom had constructed. So in this issue, the Avengers go off to this little hidden black hole pocket dimension or whatever, and they discover it is the old battle world from Secret Wars. And they find the villain. What was this villain's name? It was like Myrden or something like that. And he had it. It almost looked like a cosmic cube. But also Iron Man was actually Jim McKay is pretty good at writing Iron Man.
Myrden sounds like Doctor Strange villain or a vampire or something.
Myrden, and he has you see it kind of looks like a puzzle cube or something like that.
Your Rubik's cube.
Yeah, it gives them power. It's called the Grail because there's like this whole King Arthur kind of twist that they're putting on some of the villains.
Okay.
So the Avengers they start fighting them. You know, they're trying to get the Grail, and Meriden's like, oh, the Grail doesn't just give me enhanced powers; it gives me control over the inhabitants of this broken battle world. And Sam Wilson's like, but there's nobody alive here. And he's like, you're right. And Marvel zombies are back, which is kind of cool to see. So the X-Men are in here. They don't really play a big role. The Avengers just basically have them house sit the Avengers city, the asteroid. So, you know, basically they're just keeping the Earth safe while the Avengers are off in space. So you get a bunch of cool fights of the Avengers versus the Marvel zombies. I like Marvel zombie Cyclops there, who just like holds his head as he optic blast all over the place. That's really cool. Also, my theory that Vision would be fine, that continues to be a solid theory. You know, zombie strange using magic and everything. So you get some really cool fight scenes here. And then Hyperion comes in at the very end. That's kind of a cool reveal. Hyperion swoops in, normal Hyperion. Kind of again another tie into Hickman because Hickman had him on the Avengers. And the whole issue culminates when they find out that Murden, this guy who has been in like he's been in like a feud with Kang the Conqueror since issue number 1. Well, it turns out he is Kang the Conqueror or some older variant, some variation of it. So Kang has literally been fighting against himself, which isn't a totally unseen outcome. It is a nice little twist, I think, but I think it has been done before. It's kind of like, what was it, Young Avengers, I think, where Iron Lad was Kang and they were fighting Kang. But overall, Avengers has been decent. That was, you know, the 2 or 3 issues I've read of it have been pretty good.
Still Jen McKay?
Still McKay. Which is why it was kind of funny to see the X-Men team that showed up in this is the one that he's writing the book for with Cyclops.
So it was better than, okay.
Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Because that's how I feel like
the Marvel Zombies added a nice
flair to it. Yeah. Because normally Jed McKay is like, okay.
Yeah,
that's I call him Jed. Okay.
I liked it. Next we have Uncanny X-Men. This is issue number 20. This one's pretty good. So there's a lot. They give you more backstory of Ransom, this guy right here, who's kind of like the one I guess I didn't know the most about of all the new students. So you find out he calls himself Ransom because when he was a kid, he was kidnapped and his kidnappers demanded a ransom and his parents did not pay the ransom because he was a mutant. His parents didn't like mutants, so they just kind of let him suffer. So that's how he got his name. So I was like, Ransom and his superpower didn't really mesh. So I was like, how did he get the name Ransom? But anyway, he gets a phone call from a half brother that he has in Argentina who's part of this cult. They're I don't think they're like the Purifiers, but they're kind of culty. So he wants to go down to Argentina and help them out. Wolverine's like, well, I'll go with you. So he plays hooky from school and he goes down to Argentina. Gambit has teleportation powers because he still has the Eye of Agamotto, or one of the Eyes of Agamotto that he stole in issue
over the dragon. Yeah,
he still has that. So he sends them down there and they get into a barroom fight. It's kind of funny because they go into this bar and one of these cult members is like, talking to Wolverine, he's like, oh, you're American. Well, it's normal for the out-of-towner to buy everybody around. And Wolverine's like, well, it's a good thing I'm Canadian then. I'm not paying for nothing. And so, they get into a barroom fight. So, pretty good little issue. Not a whole lot going on in here. They kind of touch on some of the other characters that are back home. They keep on doing this, too. I'll actually open up and show.
I love the fact that Wolverine, Logan, is Canadian, but he's not. He's the meanest Canadian there is.
He is. Yeah, somebody even says that. Somebody's like, man, I thought Canadians were supposed to be nice. They keep opening these issues with the Xavier Institute. Now it's called Grey Malkin Prison. They keep opening. There's this really stuck up snooty woman who's the warden. And here she's talking to St. Croix.
So they still haven't done anything with that? It's
Monet. Still... Yeah. I mean, like something's coming to a head. So she's talking to St. Croix, Monet St. Croix, and she's about, she's kind of just like, just ripping her a new one with.
Did they ever find Charles Xavier?
No. So Charles Xavier, I think he's off in space right now. I think because he ended up going off into space like months ago. That's part of like the whole new space stuff, because his daughter with Lalandra was in trouble, so I think he took off going to space to go find her.
I remember the whole point of that people are occupying thing were making prison, and they wanted everyone they wanted to get was Charles Xavier.
Yeah. Well, no, he broke out of there because he was getting, if I remember right, he was getting like telepathic messages from Lalandra talking about how their daughter was like the rightful empress of the Shi'ar Empire, but she was in danger. She was being hunted. So he was trying to get to space to save her. I think that's what happened. But yeah, no, most of it though, I mean, you got that little bit right here, and then most of it is Wolverine and Ransom. There's Gambit. You can see he teleports them into the middle of a freeway. It's funny. He's like, hey, I didn't kill nobody, and then this truck shows up and almost kills him.
Gambit with teleportation powers is like giving it to Deadpool. His teleportation is a little built.
I'm sure something's gonna come about him having the Eye of Agamotto.
And he's not gonna try. He's not trying to steal anything.
No, he's pretty much on the straight and narrow. Here's them. They just get into a barroom fight with all these guys. So basically, Ransom's power is because he has like a black hole, like where his heart should be, like a mini black hole. So his whole thing is he can take hits and then respond with the same force that he gets hit with.
That mask sort of looks like a black Gambit mask.
He got the mask. They show this.
Not Gambit, Grifter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Grifter. Where is it? They showed it.
Yeah, it's kind of a good opportunity. The fact that they don't have Gambit making a mention. It's like, I can teleport wherever I want to, but man, I'm no longer.
They show. So one of his kidnappers. So this is like when he was a kid. You can see his kidnapper has a similar type of mask. So I don't know why he would wear that kind of mask.
Right? Or Harry Osborn, the red hair.
But then at the end, we get the reveal that his dad is, alive, and I get he might be the leader of the cult. And remember, his dad doesn't like mutants.
His dad's Edwin Boyette.
His dad kind of looks like Edwin Boyette, kind of a little bit. That's kind of funny. That's more than a little funny, actually. I didn't put that together. That's pretty funny. We got Moon Knight issue number 12. This one was really cool. This was a fun one, honestly. The Wrecker shows up at the Midnight Mission. So like back during Blood Hunt, they hired Wrecker to break into Asgard, to break Khonshu out of Asgardian jail, and they paid him. But then he shows up and he's like, "Hey, you owe me a favor." And so Moon Knight's like, "Okay, I'll do it." Even though everybody else says, "Oh no, you paid him. You should be even." He's like, "Okay, I'll help you out." So Wrecker's being haunted by ghosts. His crowbar doesn't do anything except destroy everything around him. So he goes to Moon Knight because Moon Knight can fight ghosts. And so like Moon Knight, he's hitting ghosts with Wrecker's crowbar, causing all this damage. And then Silver Scarab? Not Silver Scarab, that's DC.
Yeah, no, it's
Flying Scarab? It's something Scarab.
I think it is Silver Scarab.
No. Scarlet Scarab.
Scarlet Scarab, yeah.
Girl from the show. I was actually wondering if they were ever gonna put her in this book.
Layla.
Yeah. Layla. I like the costume. So she shows up and she's like, "What are you doing? All these ghosts are victims of the Wrecker. All people that the Wrecker has killed or like committed crimes against. They're coming for justice." So I'm very curious to see where the next issue leads with that.
Yeah,
I like the Wrecker too. He's a really underused villain, so I like seeing him in this.
I just love it. He's like a
throwaway thing.
Magic hammer. Well, I got a magic suit. Let's upgrade.
Yeah. Look, I know Jeff talked about this. I did pick this up. First of all, I like the corner box guy. Like that's a nice touch. I like the little corner box figure.
I like the bullet shield.
I enjoyed this. First, I like the blue. It does kind of look like Nightwing, but it also kinda, sort of. I don't know. There's something else it reminds me of. I was trying to figure if it was like Adam West Batman or like some other era of Bat.
So there's no
suits.
explanation why he's got a new suit.
No, it's a throw.
Not
He
really.
says it's more of a throwback to I think Silver Age or something like
Because
that.
if he's trying like a new suit like he did with the Batman Beyond suit, that'd be cool.
I could see that. But I like the new suit. It's very cool. He's got a lot of like high tech elements to it. He's got like little scanners in his fingertips. He's got little glasses and stuff. I like how they're giving him gadgets. I think it was, I don't know if it was Zdarsky or if it was the guy before him. Maybe it was around the time he lost all his money. But somebody was like, oh, we wanted to show like the detective without all the toys. Well, now they gave him some toys back. The Batmobile, I think Jeff talked about. The Batmobile's cool.
Josh Williamson had him do the Batman Inc., and then you had Tinian doing and then after that was Chip Zdarsky.
Chip Zdarsky, yes, he was the last, and I think it was during Zdarsky that I think it was towards the end of Zdarsky that Vandal Savage became.
I don't know if this ties in with the Tamaki detective or the Ram V.
Well, this is all standalone stuff. So Ram V, his detective run was all one giant story.
Right.
Fraction said in an interview that he wants to focus on standalone stories.
Was that one girl?
Which I'm a fan
I want to point out though, the Arkham Tower, which is that tall building, was great. That was part of the 12 whatever thing issue that Tamaki did a detective.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some. I mean, obviously there's carryover if Savage is still a commissioner and some other stuff there. I did enjoy this though. This one was really nice. I liked seeing him fight those goons that were in the park and him helping the two girls. They were like, "Are you going to leave us alone?" He was like, "No, the EMTs will be here in 3 minutes. Until then, you can sit in the car." I thought that was cool. Do you want an AI version of Alfred? Are you happy with him this
AI?
Jeff, shut up for a second, okay?
I'm good either way. Honestly, I'm good either way. I think it makes for a more interesting story if he's imagining Alfred. If it's AI, that just kind of feels. I
just don't get the emotional attachment as I would if it came out like 2 years ago. It would have been much more effective for that. It just shows that he's basically
been writing 2 years ago.
Well, it just shows that his mind's fractioning.
Yeah, which I think makes.
I see what you did there. And also the sliding time scale. He's only been dead for several months, not several years.
I know.
There you go. Sliding time scale. That's it. That's your out. Hybrid. Right. But yeah, no, the stuff with Killer Croc I thought was interesting. I like when he finds him in the dinosaur exhibit of the museum. And he's like, I used to have one of these in my old house. I thought that was funny. And then I was like, but he doesn't have the dinosaur anymore. But then he gets a little dinosaur. He gets like one of Killer Croc's, like his mental health toys or whatever, I guess it is, or whatever the girl from Arkham Tower gives him. So he has a little dinosaur in his new Batcave. But yeah, overall, as the first issue, I thought this was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Jorge Jimenez's art is fantastic, as of course it is. But yeah, this was good. I'll continue that.
Who was the Titans annual artist? Was that Philip Jimenez? The one for the Donna Troy story? Was that Phil?
Yeah, that would have been Phil.
Okay.
Phil. He was the writer and the artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love that they're taking a page from what's going on in Batman Dark Paradise and just having just Batman with no Bat family, nothing, just by himself, solving stuff.
Well, this one, gadgets. I guess Robin will show up at some point. Tim Drake will.
Yeah,
but
he did at the end.
Hey.
I know, right? And also, Jeff, sorry for telling you to shut up.
Not a problem.
No, sometimes I'm not sorry.
No, he's not.
What's sorry. What was that, Eric?
I'm not sorry.
And
I'm glad he did it.
And also, I gotta ask on the poll, Eric, did you vote no?
For what?
He didn't even know there was a poll.
Poll for what?
Look on the poll on YouTube.
Okay.
So while they're doing that, I'm going to talk about this beautiful book right here.
Yep.
Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2, issue number 4. We find out that between the two worlds, they're at a point in time where King Kong has not fought and met the Justice League yet. So Hal Jordan shows up and he's like, hey, you remember me? You had like a Green Lantern ring and everything from the last time. And Kong doesn't remember that. So they're back to fighting with Kong. Superman is talking to Godzilla, and he's like, "I guess that you only get what does he say? Something like I have to earn your respect or something like that."
Yeah, because it's just set before the events of the first one.
Yeah, well, on this Earth, yes, because in the first story, Godzilla and Kong came to the DC world. Now they're in the monster world, so you get some beautiful fight scenes here. I can never figure out. There we go. Superman just like punching Godzilla. We've seen a lot of these. I'm pretty sure this has been a shot in like 6 Marvel books and probably one other DC book.
I love the sun though in the background in that middle panel.
The sun in the background. Well, because so the thing is, on this Earth, the sun isn't charging up Superman and Supergirl like it should be. So I like how the lighting is a little bit more reddish. It kind of gets that point across. But yeah, you see like Supergirl then shows up. They kind of tag team and take on
what's
Godzilla.
up, bitch?
They're dropping clues. Like I'm wondering if Barry Allen's gonna die because he had like almost got shot in issue 1 or issue 2, and now Mr. Terrific and Wonder Woman are sending him to go across the universes. It's like it's risky, but you get some fun stuff here. Green Lantern shows up. He saves them from his atomic breath.
He's got somewhat brain damage. He's trying to heal from that, and the fact that they need a energy source.
Yeah.
For the device.
So they show up and they bring some of the Titan fuel that they gave to. I think it's the same stuff they gave Killer Croc on the first issue.
Was it Killer Croc or was it King Shark?
No, it was Croc. Croc was the first one.
Okay.
I don't think they gave it to King Shark at that one. But so now Superman gets huge. He gets dumb when he gets huge, but it's okay.
I love the boot. It just looks so weird.
I mean, this is just some cool stuff here. You just giant Superman beating up Godzilla, laser eyes, atomic breath.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just cool. That's just, and then they knock each other out.
But the giant Superman, it reminds you of, it just kind of looks like how Batman has tiny head.
But then this is what I've been waiting for, guys. I've been waiting for this all through the last series, and I'm finally gonna get it. We get King Ghidorah. I mean, I guess that's Rodan too at the top. Rodan's
we're waiting for Rodan.
King Ghidorah is who I've been waiting for, dude. Rodan's okay. Rodan's just a giant dinosaur.
Rodan's
King
like, hey.
Ghidorah, though, this is his time.
So is Rodan his sidekick then? Like it's like Batman.
Rodan, I mean, I don't know if he's his sidekick. So in the
it looks that way.
In the King of the Monsters movie, if King Ghidorah was Megatron, Rodan would have been Starscream. It was kind of like that. So I don't know if that's how it is throughout all Godzilla lore. Yeah. But I like King Ghidorah. Final book I got this week, and this was the first one that I read because of course it is. JSA number 11, possibly one of the best issues of the run thus far. There have been a few good ones. Lemire, this is the gathering all the story threads and tying them all together, bringing them all together. So you've had Jakeem has been in a coma with Obsidian and the Thunderbolt. He wakes up. Beth Chapel, Dr. Midnight, she was like dragging Obsidian's body with her out of a hideout. Our Man and Jesse Quick find her. They regroup. They get back to the JSA. Alan Scott and Jade, they're like, oh, Obsidian's back. Obsidian's got to be pissed that his family didn't recognize he was gone. But Kid Eternity shows up with Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Kind of surprises Wotan. Because Wotan's like, let's get the heck out of here. Let's see what else we got here. So it opens up. I'll start with what it opened up because I liked most of the opening except for one piece of dialogue that kind of irked me. I was like, Lemire did not do his homework. So it starts off with this conversation between Our Man and Jesse Quick, and they're talking. Jesse's like, oh, I love you, but I don't know what I'm feeling right now. And I was over at Jay's house, Jay Garrick, and the way he looks at Joan, we'd never look at each other. So, and then it cuts off before they can go anywhere. To Lemire, I would like to say, please go back and read any of the thing. I mean, granted, it's probably only like 2 instances that Jeremy Adams wrote, or you can go back at the little mini series that they had at the end of all the JSAs that Jeff Johns wrote. there's lots of instances where they looked at each other and they were in love. But that being said, I do like the relationship drama. It adds some interest and some stakes, but know what you're writing about. Alan Scott interacts with Red Lantern, with Ruby. She says her dad is still alive. She's only with the Injustice Society so that Wotan will show her where he is. Alan's like, we can help. But then Kid Eternity shows up and blasts Wotan, says Kent Nelson says hi. Everyone's like, how do you know Kent Nelson? So she explains that she's seen the dead JSA members. And then, what else we got here? Yolanda shows up. She's ready to put the mask back on. She says, call me Wildcat. Like I said, Obsidian wakes up. And then, so right at the end, we get Wotan. They've got the Spear of Destiny. They're using it on this machine. He's talking about it. Back in the 40s, we were almost able to do this, but the JSA stopped us. But now we're going to do it. We're bringing what are they called? The Unnamed Ones. Basically, a bunch of Cthulhu kaiju monsters, which I really can't wait for the next issue because I want to see that fight.
I've seen this before. All the tentacles.
Yeah. But really, really good issue. I enjoyed this. Like I said, all the different plot threads, because for a while it seemed like every issue was like a different plot thread. So this one, they kind of are all getting tied up together. I really like that. So that was a great issue. Took a little bit longer than I would have liked, Jeff. 11 issues. Took you a little bit too long there, but you stuck it. You stuck the landing. Final thing I got this week, I did not get any back issues. I did get a hardcover, though. I figured it's been a while since I picked up one of these, and I haven't seen anything new from him lately, but I figured I saw this, and I figured I'd give it a try. I got a new Brubaker and Sean Phillips book. This is called The Knives. It's a criminal book.
It's not a new story, though.
It's...
That's what we talked about. Bruno's all excited. He's like, and they look, it's like, oh, it's a collection.
I mean, I haven't read any.
Yeah.
So,
do you have the criminal compendium or oversized ones?
Nope. I don't think I have any of the criminal books. I've got, what is it, Fade Out, and there's one other book I have from them, but it's not a criminal book.
Criminal is really good.
So yeah, I picked this up. This was actually a pretty good deal. It's like $30, I think, and it's a hardcover. It's a good size too.
It's just funny though. You show the knives. I'm thinking like, I was just reading Scott Pilgrim last night with friends.
The knife, no. Y'all reading Scott Pilgrim now? Wow,
yeah.
That's a series.
It's on color. Yeah, it's free to read.
Oh yeah, they did re-release them in color. Do I still have
that series is just so freaking funny.
I don't think I have. I think I might have traded those in. I used to have the black and whites, the originals. But yeah. So I'll read through this at some point. But that is all of my books for this week.
Nice.
JSA was good. Batman #1 was great. Justice League, Godzilla, Kong. Those are my top 3. So far, I haven't read several of the other ones. I'll let you know.
You have any books and stuff?
You think he's going to go back to fixing some of the stuff that the last 2 did on Batman?
Yeah, it depends on what the DC editorial lets them do. That's a good question, but I don't know.
I hope they do, because...
If not, it's not like there aren't any other... I mean, what is there? Who is it writing Batman and Robin? Is that Philip Kennedy Johnson? There's Philip Kennedy Johnson's Batman and Robin. There's Absolute Batman. There's Batman Dark Patterns. I feel like there's another Batman book out there that I'm missing.
Right.
There's a lot of Bat books. So
Bangman, I got a text from Jerry today asking me if I picked up the knives, and he said the new knife. So I texted him. I think he's already in bed, but see if it is a new story, because I'm not even sure I know if I read it, but
we were looking at it though, and
it sounded familiar, but I mean, it's been the way they were describing the character. So
I don't know.
He texted me back and says it's a new story. I'll definitely, because that's the kind of stuff I would still get. I'm just out of the floppy business.
Soon to be seen on Prime Video.
I think they said that there is something new is written by somebody other than Brubaker, I think. So there might be like maybe one new story to it or something.
The Knives, this is the 11th standalone graphic novel in the Criminal series.
All right, it's new.
So this must be new.
I'll be picking it up then.
Meaning I have 10 other stories that I have to read.
Oversized?
I know they're all standalone. Or at least
is that oversized or normal size?
I mean, this looks normal. This looks oversized. If it's floppies, this is definitely oversized.
What was the price on that?
This was $30.
Okay.
Okay, so I think they
oversized are like oversized I got were like $50.
I want to say that they were the oh god, what was that character's name that he wrote the series of? After the criminal.
There's cartoonist Jacob Kurtz. There's a woman named Angie, and then Tracy Lawless, who is a former special.
Yeah, well, those characters have all been used before.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So, Jacob Kurtz. That's a stand-in for Jack Kirby, obviously.
Because it says he's a cartoonist.
And they do a story where involving a convention.
I still.
I've read that one. I think.
What's 3 is a deal with the bartender.
But I want to say that they were like $25, so maybe they went up. But
yeah, maybe they did.
So Zach, you did not pick up or no interest for Spider-Man?
Okay, yeah, Jackson said first new criminal in 5 years.
No interest.
So that one that they did about the convention, the artist of the convention, that was one of my 2 favorite.
I remember that one. I think Skip
Ethan Reckless. That's the character that there's like 4 Ethan Reckless books.
Yeah.
After Criminal. Yeah,
those were my first introduction to Brubaker. Was the first Reckless book.
All right. And Brian, there's 3-1. Want you to turn on the camera right now on the poll. No. Somebody voted no.
Did Venkman just figure out how to do polls?
No, I just don't do it all the time.
No, Zach. Venkman's known how to do polls for a long time. I'm sure.
And Brian is the eye candy.
That is.
So,
that's a good one.
I'm Scottish and German, not Polish. Okay.
Oh, that one was also pretty good.
So no history.
It's not black and white, Jackson. Mine is in color. Mine is in beautiful color.
Ah, nice. You like color, don't you?
I do love color. Contrary to what Evil Black Cat says, I love color. Look, it's got Dick Tracy.
I distribute them equally. Chef, you're next.
Oh.
Well, you already took a shot earlier at me.
I don't think so.
Well, you think he only has 1 bullet in the chamber? He's got other shots he can take.
No, he kind of backed up on the one that you were saying, where he said apologize for telling me to shut up because I'm not. That was kind of a shot right there. But hey, I'm an adult. I can take it. Oh.
As you get older, all you do is take and take. You don't take anymore. You give, because that's all you're good for. Is you realize an adult. You are just giving money to the government.
Oh, thank you, Henry. That saves me the trouble of surfing back over there to find out. Lightning delay in the football game.
The football game starts at 11:30?
No, they had a lightning delay in the third quarter.
What?
Where are they playing?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's a Philly game because the Philly. I'm playing the quarterback.
I'm surprised they don't have a riot delay.
Hertz is actually doing pretty good for me so far.
What you got there, Jeff?
Barkley.
This was one other thing that I got. It was a John Byrne's 2012. It was a $9.99 graphic novel. I got it for 50 cents.
Cool.
Nice.
So, but I just
love a bargain.
I didn't vote out of respect for my aunt friend. Dude, you're the dude.
Jackson knows I don't have a shirt on, so it's in everybody's best interest that I stay off camera.
If Jackson didn't vote,
I will go back and change my vote.
If Jackson did not vote, I want to know who voted no. Seriously.
Somebody with sense.
Hey, if you turn on your camera without a shirt on, I'll take mine off and we both can be.
Oh, God, no.
I'm believing.
Blind everybody.
I can't. I'll never read comics again because I won't have eyeballs.
Jeff, if you and I both went on camera without our shirts on, Joe would turn straight.
Hey, we'd be doing a service for somebody.
It's like having 2 bookends.
Goodness.
I wouldn't want to read that book.
Neither would I, actually.
No. I don't even want to look at the pictures.
I don't even like seeing myself without a shirt on, let alone,
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
You started this.
I didn't start anything. I didn't say anything about having a shirt off.
You started it by having a poll and having people vote. You were the instigator.
Because the whole joke is the fact that Breen rarely comes on camera. He's just like always camera off.
That's true.
Unless he's showing off books, he's on it, but for the most part, he's got his cameras off.
So let's see if I got this straight. I got the Hawkman book coming tomorrow, and if they still have Knives, God, that'll be an expensive week for quitting comics.
I was gonna say it's equivalent of me just buying 5 books.
Why are you quitting comics?
I'm in really, really bad financial straits.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm also, I'm 63. I have a 2-story house. I've got a couple hundred short boxes upstairs, and I got to start thinking about downsizing. Just in life.
Room.
I know I've got plenty of room, but there was like when I sold my first collection, I brought all the boxes down. They were like 250 long boxes. Now I'm not sure. It would take me a couple weeks to bring down the 200 short boxes.
Oh.
Because it hurts my knees to go up the stairs, and like later in the day, I'm out of breath just going up the stairs, and I don't even smoke much anymore. It just I'm old, and I think between I don't know if I can blame COVID for any of it, but I think I do have some kind of COPD.
Residual
so
thing.
yeah,
I have freaking asthma
but
still.
and I'll say, and I've got I probably have between 500 and 800 trades, omnibuses, epic collections, masterworks, things like that. And
Excuse me?
Governor Works. And I think, I couldn't read my way out of those without that. So, it just kind of, I said, it's, and I've proven time and time, I had to sell my collection once to keep my house. I have no impulse control. I've spent so much money on comic books in the last 12 years after I so-called quit, and I had tons of comics after that I was buying books years before I sold my collection, preparing for not having that collection anymore. So I said it's just maybe it's just time to just get out. It just stick to trades and stuff, because I noticed, like I said, it didn't faze me to not go to the store yesterday, even though 2 books that I like a lot were out, but I realized I'm not going to miss the new stuff. It's and if I do,
it's kind
then
of
there'll be trades down the line. So it's
I've always been a person that I do read online. So it's like if I really just wanted to dip out of the hobby, I would just read online. like 90% of the people that don't buy comics
I don't think I would.
Because here's the thing, I have Comixology. And I get a lot of stuff for free on there, and eventually everything that's new here goes there to 99 cents.
Well,
it's just not the same, though.
I
think
I can speak somewhat for Breen. I'm not completely.
Can you?
But he and I are of the generation that we like having it in our hands to read.
I actually agree with him on that. I like having the paper.
I can't. I don't even have a Kindle.
I buy it for physical backup. That's it.
I also like in the last week and a half, I've read 6 or 7 dime store novels. I finished I finished an I Spy today. And I'm having a lot of fun reading those too. And it's and I've got hundreds of those and probably thousands more in the garage. So it's that I don't have to put a cent into that hobby. Question:
everyone saw it on Skinbreaker, says Henry. What the heck is Skinbreaker?
Is that the new one from Kirkman?
There was a new one, yeah. It looked like that.
Didn't he make a new book and everybody was making a big deal about it?
It hasn't come out yet. Yeah, it's supposed to
and by the way, Zach.
Yes.
You were showing that's soon to be like an Amazon series, Criminal.
Yes.
Someone adapted Brubaker work in a show. God, was like too young, too old to die young. And it was like an 85-minute episode, and it felt like it took days.
Ooh.
So I just hope I hope they're not the same people, because
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to this, but man, I want it to be good.
Oh yeah, Zach, were you the one that
they did that Cape Crusader, that Batman show that Brubaker was a part of, and that fell on its face kind of also. So,
but if Zach, you'll love. I mean, Zach, if I suspect when you read Knives, you're going to want to go back and get the other ones.
Oh, I'm sure,
because he is the best comic book writer of the 21st century. It's not debatable. I mean, you could, not Hickman, not Adams, not Venditti, none of them. It's Brubaker.
That's a big claim. That's a big claim.
You would need Evel Knievel jumping the Grand Canyon to get from Brubaker to number 2.
Yep.
I don't know, man. You're saying he's better than Jeff Johns?
Yes.
Better than Hickman?
Yes. Yeah. Not necessarily. I was going to say maybe not superhero writers. Now I remember Captain America. Yeah, he can do that better than all of them too.
Captain America was good.
He's the best. In Criminal is his. Whatever, like Jeff Johns, like if Jeff to Green Lantern or whatever. Mm-hmm. Criminal is Ed Brubaker's labor of
magnum
love,
opus,
and they are incredible. It's you find yourself rooting for bad people because there are no good people. I mean, they're just
Sleeper
different.
Was really good too. I don't know if you read that, but
which one?
Yeah,
so
Sleeper.
Zach, remember I was talking on Tuesday. We were talking about Sia OM.
Yes.
And I brought up Don McTeague.
Yes.
That's Don McTeague art I had print. Right there. You're wondering who that is. She does a lot of. She's an artist. She does a lot of cover arts, pin-up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also did I think she also did the one I had of Starfire. The one I saved at my door. The one you kept looking at the whole entire time, kept focusing on Starfire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I might bring back.
No.
On the door.
You should. Starfire. You should.
Exactly.
You never put away.
I'm gonna answer Henry's question. I think I'm gonna keep Silver Surfer 4 and Avengers Annual 2 because they're my 2 favorite covers. But I mean, I have the first 275 issues of the Avengers in various forms of trades. I've got the first 200, probably almost the first 320, like Spider-Man from AF-15 through McFarlane, with maybe 20 issues I don't have. So, I mean, I've got the stories. It's just, like I said, I should have never gotten back into floppies, but and now, like I said, I hope to someday not be living in a 2-story house that costs half a mortgage payment to heat in the winter.
You want a ranch?
Oh yeah.
I like. You know what I'd like to get? Like a small, maybe a ranch with. Because I hope I'm never to the point where I can't negotiate stairs.
Hey,
if I slept on the first floor, I wouldn't have to use the stairs every day if I don't want to, and that, unfortunately, that's going to be a factor within 10 years, because within 10 years I'm well into my 70s. So
I sort of have the same problem as you. I'm in an apartment. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, but it's a 3-story building. So it's 2.5 flights of stairs to get up to my apartment, and I've got a ton of long and short boxes, plus all the stuff behind me that I'd have to get down, and it's just. I just had my knee repaired, so my knees are still pretty good, but I'm just a few years behind you, and I need to get myself an apartment. I mean, a place either on the first floor or a house or something.
Yeah,
I have a house.
F your 62-year-old backside, Jackson.
Okay. So you're looking for a new place? My neighbors are moving out. They'll be the 10th people that have moved out of that house.
Yeah.
It's got a nice big yard with no trees in the backyard, and it's a smaller home.
Bodies.
2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, and a giant living room and a basement.
No, so
there you go.
I unless there are major changes to interest rates and just the housing market in general.
Yeah.
I said even though my payment went up to where it really, and this is part of why I'm in the trouble I'm in, because my payment went up like 25%. And it went from a little over 8 to close to 11. And that's I don't care if you have a great job, you feel that. If you have no job, you're screwed. So, but even with that, it's still cheaper to live here than it would be to move, because like I said, mortgage rates are crazy, and housing prices are just ridiculous. So I'm kind of stuck here for now, but yes, but either way, like I said, it's time to. Like I said, it's just time. Yeah, because I'll never get out of the hobby, because like I said there's still plenty of collections that I'd like to read, and stuff like Jeff showed that Batman omnibus. I think I still have those stories, and DC was doing something called Chronicles, and they got pretty far into Batman and Superman. Tried to do Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, but didn't get very far in those. So I think I still have those stories, but I love reading those.
Like, as I said, I don't know how long I'll be doing this as far as the best of the week top fives. I don't mind talking about the new books, but I'm kind of in the point where I'm like, I might cut back on a lot of the books I'm getting. I might just start doing more trades. What Zach was trying to do.
That's what I want to start getting.
Nickels worth of free advice. If you feel like you're buying books as much for this show as you are to read,
I do enjoy reading them, but here's the thing: that I might just cut back and just buy more trades. So.
Yeah, it's. I mean, because I noticed, I wonder if I didn't do all this YouTube stuff, how much I would be buying the new stuff, and I don't. I mean, I love this hobby, so it's easy to keep adding more and more.
It is.
And the only reason why it's not even worse is that Marvel is truly broken as a company, and there's nothing for me there. And because DC, I went from 0 to 15 over the course of about a year, and that and all the indies and stuff like that, and even with a great discount, that does add up. And I kind of like the idea of not having to not be like a slave to the hobby every week.
I know what you're talking about. I'm looking at the books I'm getting, and a lot of them, like the one I bought this up for nostalgia, the new thing, because it's Sabrina. It has a newer story, and it has a bunch of the older stories collected in there. Yeah. I'd probably stop buying a bunch of those and then just go get a trade of that. But the ones that are really holding my interest, well, for the most part, I mean, I love Rockefellers. It's been really cool. Peter J. DePasse, I love that. Debatable if I'll drop that, but right now, I love both of these. I mean, if I had to drop a book out of these two, Flash Gordon would go away, because I really love Sisterhood.
I love both of those,
but the one I want the most, though, if I could just buy one book and read it, Dick Tracy.
Yeah, if I could just restrict myself to like those handful of those books, but I'm not built like that, and I
would just get Dick Tracy, and I would just collect this, because I almost have the whole entire series.
You know why I haven't had a drink in 33 years?
Why is that?
Because I never picked up the first one.
There you go.
And that's
there you go.
And that's the same thing with comics. It's like one that single floppy is like a gateway drug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. There's the ups and the downs of this. I love spending time with you guys. I love doing this.
I've told people for years that when you look for silver linings and things, the one thing, the good that came out of the industry going to hell was all the friends I've made on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's not like the chat room days where, where that hot girl's actually a fat 65-year-old dude. And I said, because somebody slid into my DMs the other day, and her profile pic was hot AF.
Let me guess, is it a bot?
No, well, I don't know, because the third thing was, may I know where you live? I don't think she followed me. I said, and I followed her back. I generally do that. Thanks for following me back. No problem. Man, I know where you live. No, you 65-year-old fat guy smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
You should say like,
no, actually, I said, Jeff, what are you doing with this?
Come on, man. I need some friends. I need some followers.
It would have been funny if you were to reply back, like, where do you live? In a house.
See, I've gotten in the last week, I've gotten 3 people sending me like a message, but it's obviously for like somebody else. Like, are you still on for like buffalo wings tonight or something like that? I'm like, dude, who's this supposed to be for? You're not Erica? I'm like, no. Oh, sorry for that. Like,
you should be like, you should be like, I'll be Erica for free wings.
When that person followed me, I looked. I went to follow him back, and then I went into their timeline a little bit, and they reposted conservative stuff. So I mean, it might be a real person. Who knows? But still, it's like But anyway, lost my original train of thought. But I said because I know who all you guys are because I've seen you. And that's the difference between now and interacting with people in 2010.
It's true.
And it's, in the industry, not as good as the other Zach says, but it has gotten better. But I said, I mean, I've made lasting friendships on this, and and that's that I am grateful for that. Even if Zach didn't stop by and see me when he was 10 miles away last year.
Is it Glenda?
No.
This is probably one of the one things that I look forward to during the week is, I spend most of the week trying to find a job and get some stuff done and doing other things.
Wait. Harley? I thought Harley Quinn was following you. You're following her.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, dang.
No, what was I going to say? No, forgot.
I don't know, but I got a poll going up on my Twitter account. Which is the better band, Kansas or Styx?
Yeah, I voted in that.
Yeah, stop with the polls.
No, you said is it Glenda, and this is the correct response is it Glenn or Glenda? Do you get that reference?
Yes, bad movie.
Yes, Ed Wood, baby.
But no, as far as the polls go, it's like it says, like that's an MK thing. I just did it because I want to see if he would see and get triggered. But no.
So, your assessment of the last episode of Countdown.
All right. As far as it went, I thought it was a really decent episode. The reveal of we're talking about Countdown. Countdown is Amazon Prime show, starring Jensen Ackles, and I forget what her name was, Olivia or something.
The actress name is like Jackie Camacho.
Yeah, Jake Camacho, really hot. Played Vibe's girlfriend on The Flash. Anyway, yeah, honestly, I was shocked that they brought back like the guy's ex-wife, stuff, because we didn't know idea if he killed her. Now we just saw he saw them together. But anyway, overall, man, this guy is a dick. Not only did he shoot a dog in the very first episode he's in there, is now he's gonna do that to the Olivia Harris too. It's like it's a cliffhanger. Will he or will he? We don't know. But I feel like with the reveal of the Rush Limbaugh thigh guy, we find out that he's just doing a shtick.
Yeah,
ratings were down. I don't feel like it's really Rush Limbaugh anymore. It's more so it's just like anybody else who kind of like you see the conservative grifters that are on Twitter that'll say something and then turn on a dime, whatever gets them the clicks.
Yeah, I didn't feel as bad after that, but I honestly, if there's a season 2, okay, obviously, he doesn't shoot her, but if there isn't, we'll never know. But I would say it was an excellent 10-week show. I'm not a fan of this storyline, but I like the characters. And you didn't watch 24, Jack Bauer had a daughter named Kimberly.
I know who that is, though. Lisa
Okay.
Cuthbert. Yes.
Everybody hated her, and if you ever hear the phrase, "We were all rooting for the cougar," do you know what that's in reference to?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well I'll tell you. She gets lost in the wilderness, whatever, and there's a cougar
chasing her
and,
online.
And nobody liked that character, and although she did show up later with her husband, played by the nice vampire brother on the Vampire Diaries. Not Damon, the other one.
I know exactly who that is.
But
I'm embarrassed that I know that.
But we were all rooting for the cougar to maul Kimberly. Well, we need that cougar to go after that one girl's sister, because that served no purpose.
You're talking about. Okay, Zach, did you watch any of the CW Flash at all? Do you remember they brought in Jesse Quick on there?
I watched the CW Flash up until a while. Like it was.
Do you remember Earth 2? They had
Jesse Quick was not Jesse Quick. That was a fake. Jesse
but that
Quick.
Actress, incredibly hot, is on the show.
She's alright.
Well, which sister?
No, she's the main sister. The one that works. She's the IT girl. The one that's basically disappointed with her.
Okay, so there are two people from the Flash on that show.
No. Yeah. Jessica Mantra was Vibe's girlfriend,
right?
Gypsy, and then you had Jesse Quick.
I forgot all about Jesse Quick, but
I told you about this a while back.
I didn't.
It's okay.
Not Jesse Quick.
She might have come on after
their version of Jesse Quick. Hey, I'll just say that she was good looking.
No, but no, the blonde sister, is the most useless character maybe on any show I've ever seen.
She's basically as a hindrance to her sister. She's she's a rebellious one that's doing drugs and all stuff. The other, it's basically her past. And I thought maybe they're going to go the angle to have her get with the black FBI agent, but that kind of fizzled out too. I was like, what was the even point of that?
But what was the point of the sister? Period.
I don't know. Maybe this guy will be connected to something else. I don't know. Maybe he'll get her in trouble.
I mean, I would rather see.
I don't need the sister though. Yeah, it's dumb.
I would rather see more of the big, the big dude's family that he was trying to get out of town.
Dude. Finno or whatever his name is.
Finno. Yeah.
His family was
Yeah, it's just that girl served no purpose, and
I mean, at least with Olivia as her doctor boyfriend.
No, but that's part of the plot.
That's part of the plot line. Yes,
because that's to illustrate how even though that this guy's a freaking surgeon compared to
Jensen Ackles.
Compared to her, he'll never come first. Most people, when they're married to a doctor, they're the ones that are complaining about never coming first. But her job is even more high stress than his. And he'll never come first. So
as Jensen Ackles said, is like, here's the thing about the job we do. We carry so much baggage, much damage. We're no good to anybody,
right?
And then we can never open up to them.
Yeah, and I thought for a minute, okay, maybe there's gonna be something shady about the doctor. But no, he's just there.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Nice guys finish last in these scenarios.
I just thought it was so weird that she kind of she went for the easy way instead of going for Jensen Ackles.
It's to draw it out.
Yeah, I know.
But I said, hey, whatever puts her in that wife beater.
Oh my gosh! It was very cold in that house.
Yes, it was. Air conditioner working fine.
Of course, I love the fact that they build her up as such a strong character for DA, and then she's the one that gets abducted.
Well, but okay, you know what I like about her.
But I hope
about that character is, she's a strong character, but she's not a girl boss super bitch. That can beat up every 250-pound man around.
So here's my thing. Here's my theory. When season 2 comes out, not only will she not get shot, but you'll take down Seth.
I don't think so, but and unfortunately, we don't know that there's a season 2 because it hasn't been renewed.
Yeah, that's true. But we do know that the Supernatural reunion with Misha Collins and Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki will all be on the final season of The Boys, along with their pa.
It's
Jeffrey,
2025, and I'm here with men older than me talking about Supernatural.
Dude, if you hate Supernatural, that's a personal problem. I
remember when Supernatural was only talked about by teenage girls on Tumblr.
So you know what? You don't see me talking about it because I've never seen an episode of that.
So Supernatural, the reason why guys like it because it's guys in a.
Do guys like it?
67 Impala, kicking ass, blowing a shotgun, listen to awesome music.
I've seen 2 episodes. One where the guy that played Spike and the girl played Cordelia played a married couple of demons. It was, and I was a huge Buffy fan. Yes, I can admit that.
Chat, dude.
What's that?
He's a new poll. Do you like Supernatural? It's you, me, and someone else.
But everybody else is gone.
Yeah,
somebody else needs to be the tiebreaker.
And I saw the one where they got trapped in an episode of Scooby Doo, which
I did see.
Jeremy Adams wrote that. Yeah,
that actually was good.
Did he really?
Yeah,
he did.
I'm damned. I like him even more now. Yeah. But I remember Entertainment Weekly, the magazine?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was an issue that came out in 2009 talking about how those 2 guys were both about to leave the show. And then the network set up deals where they could get movies, and one did a remake of Valentine's Day or something. The other one made it, and they both flopped, and the show lasted about another 12 years after that. But I've never seen. I've seen. Those are the only 2 episodes I've ever.
So
seen.
the other show I'm going to be watching is the Terminal List prequel with Taylor Kirsch. It's gonna be his story, and Chris Pratt's gonna be cameoing it. They already released 3 episodes out on. I'm looking forward to watching that. Meanwhile, as I watch all this crap, I'm trying to also finish Initial D, and then I looked at the mangas. Holy crap! Like those are like the Thor size. The omnibus they have. They have like 7 of them right now. It literally looks like if you ever look at like a book that tells you all, it's like a medical like a journal, which tells you all about the drug and stuff. It's like that freaking thick. It's like the King James thing. It's like what the heck? Yeah.
Henry, I hate to correct you, but it's Bedelia.
Yeah.
Where's my cake, Bedelia? I want my cake. It's Father's Day.
So
Can 83 tell me what I was doing?
No.
You guys never seen Creepshow, the original?
Is it the one with the monster under the ladder? Or
yes.
I tuned it out after I was on TV and I turned it off.
God, that's the best. That's one of the best horror movies ever made.
Is that the one where one of the guy gets buried up to his neck on the beach?
Yeah, it's Ted Danson and
I've been meaning to watch that one.
And Leslie Nielsen.
Did it also have the cockroaches? Or was that the second one?
Yes. E.G. Marshall plays the germphobic. And Stephen King plays Jordy Verrill, the hillbilly that shoots the meteor shit.
Back when
he's watching wrestling in his house, and the Wild Samoans are fighting somebody. Yeah, I think that's an absolute.
Speaking of wrestling, movie. You should be watching a Dynamite and the 2300 thing.
I watched most of it last night.
Yeah, I got the last 10 minutes of the match to watch the final match, and then I'm done.
I'm just wondering how they're going to fill out the card at All Out, because I mean they're missing some big guns. So
the rumor is that Orange Cassidy's coming back real soon. We just got Wardlow back.
Cassidy and Keith Lee both need to come back that night.
Yeah, and that's wrong with the Keith Lee. He's been in the injured list.
He's cleared though.
Is he cleared now?
I think so.
That's good. Yeah. Lee versus Hobbs. That's what I want.
They're both faces now.
I know, but not if Keith Lee comes back as a heel.
They can't do that because they're about 70-30 heel right now.
I know.
They need faces desperately.
Yeah.
And I think I think it should be Kyle Fletcher, but it looks like it's going to be Takeshita.
I want Harley and I want Chris Statlander versus Brodito.
And I know that Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey can do amazing things in the ring, but I can't warm up to him.
So here's the thing, though. All it's going to be. The big match is it's Edge and Christian. That's what it is. And that's not the main. I wonder if that will be the first match.
I don't think it'll be the first match this time. But I'm guessing we're going to get another Hangman MJF and
something like that. Yeah.
Is Darby going to fight Moxley or Gabe Kidd after last night?
I think it's going to be Gabe Kidd.
Did you see what Gabe Kidd posted on social media?
No, but I saw him dragging him in
he posted a lot of potholes in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he basically Zach. This guy, the little guy, he took a cord from Reg and knocked him out. Threw him into a body bag, zipped it up, which was attached to a chain to a back of a truck, and he drove him out of the arena.
Oh,
now obviously, where he drove was smooth as a baby's butt, but
yeah,
in the context of the entertainment, he drove him through the city, and I thought that I wish I'd seen that. Phil told me about that. That cracked me up.
Man, a lot of potholes in Philadelphia. It's like, I imagine it's
Gabe Kidd's great. Yeah, but yeah,
dude, I've been what I've actually been liking is the Ring of Honor. But I'm been watching a little more of that. Bandito has grown on me. He's a character I didn't really care for, but after watching that match, I told you if you go watch that pay-per-view they had for free.
Well, he's tag team champion now, isn't he?
Yeah, with Brody
King.
Yeah, but he's also the Ring of Honor pure champion or something. Yeah, or something like that. And he had some match about Hachito, whatever, or Horshada. I can't remember what his name was. But anyway, he's from that CWLA, whatever it is, the Mexican league, the one they had the pay per view at CFL, and and of course it was done in the arena that's more they use. And it just felt like you're getting an awesome ECW or not ECW, but an NXT kind of like match. And it went on for like 37 minutes. It's just awesome, because they're so evenly matched. And I love the fact that where they're in the arena right now, it has the smaller ring or smaller area outside the ring, kind of like they do in New Japan. And I think this would actually help the ratings more if they keep doing it in this arena. But yeah, I'm trying to think who else is on the injured list. I mean, other than Adam Cole, we don't know what's going to happen with him.
Cole's he's done.
He's done.
Obviously Ospreay's out for a year. Strickland won't be there. I don't know if Omega's going to take time off now. So he may not be there. I didn't see Wardlow and Okada couldn't be bothered to be there last night.
Okada was there. He said, "Bitch."
So when?
He was in an interview with Renee.
No, he didn't come out at the end. Isn't he part of the Don Callis family?
Yeah, he didn't have to.
Well, I know because they're fucking bigger than the NWO now.
So the Don Callis versus the Death Riders. When's that happening?
It's funny that might be how they could do that, but they keep having Moxley and then do even more despicable things. And I know, that doesn't mean anything in wrestling, but they're gonna have to come up with something because, like I said, it's very heel heavy, and I know Tony Khan's not big on the whole face heel dynamic.
Yeah,
you gotta have it's still you gotta have something, somewhat of a balance.
All right.
Maybe Jericho, when he comes back, maybe the learning tree turns face and helps go after the Don Callis. Well, that would make sense, actually. Because if you go back, a little history, remember when Callis did the painting of him turning on Jericho? And
Henry's out too.
Yeah. I'm right out the door as well.
All right. We'll probably end it right here. And all right. So
good night, Henry. Yeah, it's probably we've outlasted the chat.
Right, outlasted the chat as usually it goes. So
yeah, so
all right.
Quarter of football to watch.
If you guys haven't already done so, do the clicking, the liking, all that fun. If you want to help the channel out financially, you can drop even for just $1. Go to ko-fi.com/Puppetine. Drop $1 in there. It helps pay for things. And we always enjoy having everybody here on the panel on, as well as also people in the chat and engaging with you. And it's nice when you guys don't throw things. It's great. So we'll see you guys later.
No,
I wouldn't do that. I want to read
those
this.
green things, if you understand what I'm getting at.
No. This isn't the WNBA. We don't throw dildos.
Oh, no.
No.
Gross.
Some of us on the panel might use them, but that's another story. Anyway, enjoy your night, guys.
Good night, kids.
Good night, kids.
Good night, old folks.
And I am redirecting us over to my friend Celeste's live stream. She's streaming on YouTube.
He
so
loves that new raid button.
What's a Celeste?
She's a video gamer.
She's an Imperial Goddess. She's been here before.
I know who that is.
That's real
Yeah.
That's her.
So she's playing. What is she playing tonight? She's playing Hollow Knight, Bound by a Void.
Oh yeah, everybody. My brother was talking about that. That's all the gaming community is talking about right now.
So I will see you guys tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Eastern for our reading. And until then, keep your stick on the ice.
See you later.
And keep it sleazy.
Always.